We're in here with Mr. Jeff Neville and of Selective Imagery, I might add. His channel on YouTube. You need to go over there and check it out, Selective Imagery. And we've had Mr. John Ishii in and out, in and out. He's working on some audio issues, so I guess he'll be back here soon. And who knows who else will join? We'll have to wait and see. But I know the chat's been going on. Quite a few people are in here ready to go. So we'll get it started. Jeffrey, how you doing?
Doing good. Dodging the raindrops and fooling around with gear and driving myself crazy.
Nothing wrong with driving yourself crazy. It seems like I'm doing that constantly. So Ted's in here, Charles is in here, Robert Daniels. All right, sir. Good to see you. Yes, you're on time. Gustavo, good to see you. Gustavo sent me a few pictures. Might pull them up here in a little bit.
Beautiful shots, Gustavo. I mean, to have deer like that and basically in your backyard, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's fantastic. John Young, David Stewart, Z Wade Photo. Z Wade, if you want to join us, be happy to send you a link. Just let me know. Crazy is good, Roy says. How you doing, Roy? And it was sort of a crazy day for me, as you guys saw in the chat. We did a photo shoot here in the studio today with Miss Tiffany. And this is her first time even attempting to model, really, other than the few shots we got, a month ago. But anyway, bottom line is she's a natural. And that's all today was just practicing on micro movements and things like that. And she did a fantastic job. And I had a ball. Amanda was here. Amanda helped out tremendously. And I think the next time we're going to try to set this up where we can do it live again. Try that again. But that was my day. That motivated me. Trust me, I wasn't motivated this morning, which is really unusual when I've got a photo shoot. But Miss Tiffany made it all just fantastic. She motivated me with her enthusiasm and willingness to put up with us. But it went extremely well. Hassan, good to see you. 15 Celsius down there, down under today, huh, Roy? Hello, pop music fan. D Moots Photography, good evening. Martin Hild, good evening. All right. Lots of people in here.
Yeah, we got David Stewart. Haven't heard from him in a while.
Yep, he's been out shooting the Milky Way. Hassan says he's washing the dishes and listening. Great, Hassan. Or not Hassan, I'm sorry. Daniels, or Robert Daniels. Yeah, Roy, getting the model to relax is, I would say that's 100% of the time, but now I've been shown something different. She was extremely relaxed and just had a ball. So we had a great time. So now that we've got this out of the way with the two models that we just recently shot with, now it's time to try to put together something that's themed. So people won't be saying, why are all the shots so similar? All right. Amanda's still in here, I guess. She always comes in for the first few minutes, but she's an early to bed, early to rise person. I think John's back. Let's see. Almost. He's almost here. We'll bring him in as soon as this video comes up. Hassan, I'm actually washing dishes and listening also. All right. All right, Z, hang on just a second. Take over there for a second, Jeff. Let me get this link out.
Yeah, I don't know how many people watched the Grays of Westminster with that was they had Seth on from Adorama TV and caught him say twice during the show
F4
F4 2 to 600 yes. F4, and I wrote that down. I said, okay, you didn't say it once, you actually said it twice.
Yep, I agree. I think, and now we got to figure out, did he just let something slide or did he just let it slip? Or is it just something he said because it was convenient to say it that way or whatever?
Yeah, you got to wonder.
I do wonder because you're right. He didn't correct himself. He said it twice, just like you said. 2 to 600 F4.
Yeah.
And he is in the know. We know that he has NDAs that he follows. Let me grab John Ishii here real quick.
Oh, there I am.
John, hey, man, you sound good now. Talk. Let me hear it. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear you.
You gotta love live.
Oh man. I don't know. We're gonna have to learn
I
sign
can hear
language.
you well, but I guess you
They
can't
can hear
me.
me, but I can't hear them.
You need to go back to the setting and change into your external spirit. You have to change the setting on that. You know, in your app just now, when I show you, just choose one of the things that you can hear that.
Listen to Diana.
Yeah. Hello, Maz man. How you doing?
Z Wade Photo in the house.
What up, fam?
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are y'all doing tonight?
You've been busy. You've been putting out stuff like
Be
crazy.
sure that you tap
Yeah,
the
I've got
microphone.
I've got
and
3
listen, that
videos a
microphone
week
keep on all the way.
through the first
Tap
week
on
of
one.
August scheduled.
It's highest.
Yeah, it's a shame, John.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. There you
Okay,
go.
so what I did was switch to Chrome and then use Surfshark,
Okay.
which is a VPN.
Okay. Well, it's working great. Your
Yeah,
your
so
audio is
now,
actually louder now than it was. It's good.
because now I got it. Now what you do is the IP address is changed from Malaysia to Seattle.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So we were losing some digits in the jump over the pond.
Yeah.
I,
So
I'm just being stupid.
you know you use VPNs before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
My
like
wife does for work all the time.
when I do my banking and stuff, you know, if I don't use VPN, I can't log on to my account, you know, in the States. They
Yeah.
block it because they see it's a foreign IP address.
Okay.
So, you know, you pay for these VPN, Surfshark or Nord, and then you use Seattle or any other city in the United States. And then I can go onto my banking.
All right. Good.
So
And
now,
a lot safer.
oh yeah. And that was I think that was the whole idea.
Okay. Mr. Z Wade with the big cup as always.
Yeah, I got a new. I woke up this morning and my city's tap water smelled like bleach, and I said, "I'm done with this foolishness." And so I went to Lowe's today and I picked up a little water dispenser that loads from the bottom, you know, because I've had a back surgery, and yeah, it actually it refrigerates. It has a tank for cold and a tank for hot. And so I just shut off the hot because it's like 106 degrees here. But yeah, I got ice cold water in my trashy reused Sonic cups.
There you go.
that cup looks like it holds about a gallon.
Hey, Sonic
24 ounces, baby.
Sonic should sponsor you, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That's it.
Well, no, because I don't actually spend much money there. The only thing I ever get is like a Route 44 iced tea for like $2.70, and then I just reuse the cups for water. So
There you go. Perfect. The bachelor life.
mm-hmm.
D Moots Photography is in here. I want to introduce you all to him or him to you. Charles sent me a link to his channel. I went to his channel. He's definitely up and coming on YouTube. I love his videos. So if you guys want to check it out, you just go to it's David, I believe, right? D Moots, David Moots Photography.
David, yeah.
Is that your channel? I can't remember, buddy. And I did subscribe, by the way. You want to drop the link to your channel in the chat and let everybody know. They can check you out. But yeah, fantastic. I love your videos, man. You need to keep it going. Happy to see you in here.
Yeah, I've been watching him too. He's very good work, and enjoy watching his stuff.
Yeah.
Who is it?
I cannot find it.
It's
David Mootz, Mootz.
yeah, David Moots.
MOOTZ.
There
Yep.
it is.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
He did a nice review of the 400 4.5, which he has. Really enjoyed that. Loved the green herons. Loved watching that. He's got some video and stills. Really nice.
There
Hey,
you go.
Z-Wade,
Just subscribe.
Z-Wade,
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
the man. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, my dude. Did anybody by chance see that hilarious video that I put out this morning?
I did not.
Oh my god, it's so stupid. See, it's kind of made me want to get back to, like, whenever I first launched my channel, I said, well, what's going to be different about me is I'll bring my humor into it, because there was a lot of like really kind of serious channels talking about gear and stuff like that, and it wasn't working. But since I've kind of gone through this change recently where it's like I'm tired of the gear stuff anyway, I'm kind of thinking about just going back and doing what I want to do. And I have not laughed so hard editing one of my own videos in a long time. And so I made this ridiculous like anime cartoon intro for Nikon. It's so stupid, but it is so hilarious. It is a flaming hot ball of cheese. It is so corny. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
I gotta check it out. I did check out Vahagen's review last night, right before I went to bed. Hey, Mozman, thanks for taking it out there, and thanks for taking your 1 to 400 and a TC with you. I was telling Vahagen, these are the questions people have. They want to see the comparison between those two more than anything, because so many people are either going to buy one or the other, or they have the 1 to 400. They want to know, do they need to sell it and go get the 400 4.5? So I was hoping that would be the majority of the video. It was an entertaining video. I liked it with the D3X and whatever, but I think everybody's trying to make a decision on what do they do? Do they wait and buy the 4.5, or do they go ahead and buy the 1 to 400, or do they sell their 1 to 400 and get the 4.5? So
it was a great video to answer the question that everybody knew the answer to, which was, like, how sharp is it, but in relation to the convenience of having a zoom. Everybody knows the answer to it. Like, you could have guessed how that was going to turn out.
Prime is always better.
Well, it is, but here's my question. And you can ask, you can answer this, Mozman. Did you guys shoot one on your camera and the other on Vahagen's camera? And the reason I ask is because there was a little bit of color difference. And there was, and I don't know, my point here is, if they're both shot on the same camera with the same settings, then we get an absolute representation of what the lenses are doing. If they were shot on two different cameras and there's just a difference in settings or something, and I'm not accusing you guys of anything, but I'm just wondering, because I did see a noticeable difference in color shift between the lenses.
Well, no, I'd like to know that too, because for the most part, I would be surprised if you saw a color difference in a modern lens, because they've pretty much corrected for any kind of character like that used to exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It used to be like some lenses were just kind of warm, Yeah.
But, so, yeah, I'd be curious, because I think being on one camera, and if it was on the same camera, then now that's an answer to a question too, a characteristic of the lens. Robert Varner, I gave up photography. Why, man? What's up, buddy?
Don't do it.
Don't
unless you're giving your stuff away, then I'll take it, and you should quit.
Don't go to the dark side. Don't go to the dark side.
Yeah. So
I think it's a use case thing, as they say. I mean, for me, I got the 500 PF, so I'm not going to get the 400. And the straight telephoto, it's one thing if it's the telephoto, it's an f4 or faster, and then you can say, okay, I got a little extra range maybe, and I'm also got a faster lens. But in the case of that one, it isn't necessarily that much faster. And the 1:4 is just very, the fact that you have that zoom capability makes a big difference. So, I mean, I think you either own, I don't know if it's a own one versus the other versus you either own one or you own both.
Well, yeah, but most
Yeah.
people are just saying, I want to know so I know which one I'm going to buy. I agree with you that,
Yeah.
I for the same reason I like the 1-400. Although if I could buy it, I would have the 400 prime as well. But yeah, that's just a big, that becomes a point of contention with anybody that's really trying to compare, is to compare the same or the different lenses on the same camera without touching any setting in the camera. Because, like me today, okay, here you go. Great example. I shot 3/4 of the shoot in the studio on Animal IAF.
I told them humans are animals after all.
And let me tell you, it works fine, just so you know. You just don't see the little bitty box. That's all you miss. And when I turned it on, I thought something's wrong here. I turned it on and the little box popped up on the eye. I thought, well, do I even need this now? But so, yeah, you can overlook a small setting. I'm proof of that today. Just kind of funny. Hey, David, did you, what was I going to say? Earl, I didn't notice in your video, have you done this, the one lens behind the other on your camera, the 1-400 to the 400, 4.5? Just curious. You got people that are they're gonna ask about that because they want everything a controlled review, and that's why I'm not doing reviews, because it wouldn't be controlled. It would be
Well, here's the thing to me. If you were gonna buy a 1-4, to me, if you're buying a 1-400 and in your mind you think you're gonna be shooting it at 400 all the time, then you don't get the 1-400. You get the 400 4.5.
right.
I mean, it's really because the comparison at 400, the tele is always going to win at 400.
Yeah.
So it's if you're never shooting, like I think Mozman told me, we had a little talk, and he was using his 1-4 pretty much at the 300 to 400 range most of the time. But I think he's still going to keep the 1-4. I don't know that he's going to dump that, but I mean, he is happy that he did get the 4.5 because he said it focuses a little quicker.
Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, if I could afford it, I'd have both of them just because I want it. I don't need.
Is Mozman going to keep both?
I'll have to
I
see what he
so.
says. I think he's going to, but I could be wrong. I don't want to speak for him. Mozman, you keeping both? You out there?
But you could tell the 4.5 was a little bit sharper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda. Let me go through a few of them here. I got a couple of things.
Well, that's why some of the photo comparisons too. Of course, it's at 400. You're not at with the 1-4. You're not at 4.5. So obviously that when you were at 400 with the 1-4 versus the 400 tele, the 400 tele obviously was a little bit brighter. So that kind of, throws you off a little too, because you're not comparing the same exact f-stop.
No, that's true.
For me, whenever because I got Verhagen's video up right now. The basics of the differences that I say, like the 4.5 is noticeably sharper, and I feel like it's a little more contrasty, and it almost has a bit of a pop, like almost. Like not like a Zeiss pop, not that severe, but it's got a bit of a reach out compared to the 1-400, which is surprising because that's not a character of modern Z lenses to have. Like I think they all kind of lack in character, but the 4.5 kind of seems like it's got a little bit of a reach out to you. I'd
Yeah.
like to have it. I've just got my money set aside for the 85 one too that'll never come out.
Exactly, and that's what I'm waiting for too. Yeah, Moz, man, that sounds great. And Vahography just jumped in there. How you doing, Vahagan?
Hey,
Good to
man.
see you, man.
Vahography in the
Hello,
house.
hello.
All
Rock
right,
and roll, buddy.
let me throw these. I want to throw these a few images up here because Amanda's asking me about them. And Tiffany may be in here too. Miss Tiffany was just fantastic today. And whether anybody likes the images or not, they're my taste, they're Tiffany's taste, and we enjoyed them. So I'm going to throw a few of them up here. We can continue the chat while we do it, but here we go. All right, so here's one. Let me go up here. I'm just going to strum through a few, and these are straight out of camera. Well, yeah, I haven't done anything to these. These are in ACR, ACR in Adobe, and we were just doing small, and then I got crazy and started walking towards her and having a good time. But okay, so let me show you a few things here. We were talking about the animal IAF. Well, this is animal IAF, and it's spot on. So
Hey Chuck, I have a question. Have you edited these yet?
no,
God,
No.
dude, your lighting was on point, dude. The skin
wasn't
tones
it?
look great.
We did this today, and we played with the lights. It took me about 15 or 20 minutes to get it the way we wanted it. So we had a couple of different looks. We did one light and then two light. And
Christ, it looks good. Good job, Chuck.
thanks, man. I
That
appreciate
looks
it.
great.
But we had a great time. I'll tell you, she's just fantastic. And like I said, now the big thing is what we're going to do is, I mean, these micro adjustments she made were just fantastic. So we did a lot of stuff, nothing, spectacular as far as a theme or anything like that. But she's going to be fantastic when we sit down and come up with a themed shoot because she's got it. And as Amanda was saying, and Amanda, you can jump in here as well. One of the things about her is her facial expressions change just minutely. And I think it's fantastic because there's not a lot of talk. As a matter of fact, all I could say was great, fantastic. Yeah, keep it there, keep it going, keep it going. She was just knocking it out of the park. It's as if she had modeled before. I mean, there are going to be a lot of things that we're going to do, but I mean, you can see just going through some of these images, she is just spot on. I mean, and we got a little silly every now and then. She kind of cracks a smile or whatever, but she can hold that pose, that expression. And here it is. Here it is, guys. This is one out of 750 plus images that the camera missed. All right.
Nikon should just close its
Oh,
doors.
that's it. It's over, man. It's over, man. It's over.
I'm switching to this.
Even with animal IAF, it failed me here one time. So there you go. And you know why it failed me? Because I was turning the camera from portrait to back to a landscape, and my focus box would move, of course. So anyway, I thought fantastic. Most of the time I wasn't even looking through the camera. You'll notice that she's not perfectly centered, or I may chop the end of an elbow off. I was too busy watching her eyes. It was mesmerizing watching her eyes. All right.
I
Her
bet you
eyes-
she would probably do one of those cosplay things for you, Chuck. It'd
Oh
be really
man.
neat,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Have a
Yeah.
cosplay theme going on.
I'm
That would
almost
Yeah.
be neat.
burnt out on cosplays. I've gone to 3 or 4 anime festivals or Comic-Cons this summer, and man, that is everybody's hot and sweaty, and it's very armpity. And one-on-one in the studio, I think would be a lot of fun. But the big groups, man,
Yeah.
they're
Well,
tough.
they're walking around in those outfits for God knows how many
Yeah.
hours.
Yep, just especially in Kansas. I mean, I think we hit 108 3 times this week.
Yeah, Joe, I was shooting all this on a Sony Sony A9.
Chuck secretly has been doing these shoots with the Z30
Yeah.
and then getting on the live stream
Yeah,
saying that
this
he
is-
never
yeah.
wanted it.
This is the Z30, guys. The Z30.
Hey, Con once again on Gray's Friday said the Z30 is a great camera.
Yeah,
I'm sure
well,
it is.
they've changed their whole look
yeah.
at the Z30, and that's okay. I understand that. I'm not going to bust their chops for it. All right, man. Yeah, she knocked it out of the park. I'll tell you, I was so happy. We had such a good time. So we got a lot more to do though, because now we can definitely get down. I don't know why my monitor's blinking. I think I have way too much running on this little laptop. But anyway, and thank you very much, Amanda, for all the help today. She was a great help. She's doing a great job. And I told him, Matt, we got to get her back in the studio. So more to come, guys. Maybe even some outside shooting coming up too. So there you have it. Nobody can say you don't even shoot. I do.
Yeah.
I'm just not great at it.
Hagen's saying D-Moots got his review featured on Nikon Rumors.
All right, man. Yeah, great. I didn't
Great
know
job,
that,
man.
Hagen. Yeah, great, David. That's good. It's good news, man.
God help your comment section, man. Nikon rumors can get a little silly sometimes.
Here you go. Miss Tiffany. Thank you so much today, Miss Tiffany. You were fantastic. I'll tell you, for somebody that's never done this before, we didn't have to go through the giggle class and the trying to overpose and all kinds of things. You just knocked it out of the park. Looking forward to so much more with you. Thank you very much. All right.
Tell you to show how angry people get on the internet over stupid stuff.
Right.
I ordered and got the 40F 40F2.
I love that lens.
So I just got it, and I said, well, I want a lens hood for it. So I just went on the internet, and somebody was talking about that he bought a collapsible rubber lens hood for it, and in the comments he got the beat out of him because why would you use a rubber lens hood and not a metal one? And it's like you would have thought the guy oh my God, they were killing him because he bought a rubber lens hood. I'm like, give the guy a break,
That's bad.
That's pretty bad when you got to tear into somebody over a lens hood. I mean,
I like those rubber ones. I bought one in 1975. The collapsible little rubber things. Boom.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them since then.
Yeah, he found one that he bought at B&H for I don't know, maybe $5 or $6 or something for the 40F2, and I'm like, sounds good to me. I mean, I don't care if it's metal or rubber. If it's rubber and I drop it, it'll bounce back up in my hand, right?
Yeah, a lot of people love that 40 millimeter, especially.
Dude,
I love it. I think for the price. I mean,
it's so undervalued. Like it's way too sharp and way too quick focusing to be, especially it was just on sale for $269 or something. Dude, all day.
It's weatherproof too.
Yeah, dude, that lens is way too cheap.
Yeah,
I think it's better than the 35-1.8 personally.
The two sleepers are the 40 and the 28 2.8.
I got the retro style one right there.
Yeah, see, I got that one.
Yeah,
I bought it for I got it for $165, man.
That's a steal.
Well, he didn't want it. He bought the FZC kit, and he didn't want that lens.
Oh, Moz, man.
That's crazy to me because that's a great lens, also undervalued.
I mean, Nikon makes some killer lenses for $200,
right?
You can't go wrong.
For those of you that missed it the other night, Vaughan did an impromptu live stream, and I caught it the next morning. It was pretty good, and John, you were the man in there, and so was Mr. Omar. It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I just happened to see him. It was I don't know, the other morning, and he's on. I go, oh, this is great. He's on at prime time.
Yeah,
he's sitting by himself. Him and Tay. And then Amar showed up, and and it started getting kind of funny.
Amar's probably busy tonight. I sent him a link too because he always brings a lot of energy with
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
passion. We all
Can I
have
pick?
passion.
Can I
None
pick
of
on
us
him,
have.
Chuck? Can I pick
We,
on him a little bit?
oh, you know, a little bit.
I'm just
you
gonna
know.
say he's fixing his Mercedes. I had to get that in because he picked
So-
on my Honda Accord, so I got to pick on his Mercedes.
So my nit to pick with him over that was he did the need versus want, and then he turns around and justifies the Mercedes. Don't justify it. You wanted it, you got it. That's
Right.
enough. You don't have to justify it. Oh yeah, Bogan said Amar showed up, and there it went. Yep. I love Amar. I do. And he's just a good guy. He's very passionate, as you guys know that have seen him. His channel's very passionate. And I've had my moments where I've said something, left a comment like, no, 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 or whatever. But we've remained friends and shooting totally different systems. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Yeah. Sacrilege.
He lives in, where's he live? In Washington, D.C. or Virginia or someplace like that?
Yeah, I think he's in Maryland, North Maryland, right. It's not Anne Arundel. Yeah, maybe it is Anne Arundel County. I don't know, but right there. I mean, it's 5 minutes across into DC.
Yeah, because I guess he's pretty close. He was talking about shooting pictures at the Kawawinga Dam with eagles and stuff. So I think he's pretty close.
Oh, dude, yeah. DOS7772, he commented on my channel either earlier today or sometime recently. He picked up a 24-70 f2.8 Nikon refurb for $1,500.
Man,
What a steal!
Man,
what a steal!
And the 14 to 30,
14 to 30
for 2,400.
Yep,
together. Wow.
Yep.
Man. Yeah, you can't pass that up. You're absolutely right. I love the 14 to 30. You know, I know that the 14 to 24 2.8 is a better lens. I won't deny that at all. However, for as much as I shoot that wide, the 14 to 30 works for me.
I shoot ultra wide. I shoot ultra wide just enough that I want the f2.8 because whenever I get in the mood for it, I shoot the crap out of ultra wide, but it sits on my shelf more than anything else.
Long rider.
And I use the f4 more than the 2.8.
Well, the way I look at it, if you're doing landscapes, you're never shooting at 2.8 anyway.
Mike Farrell, how you doing? Farwell, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
I actually do a lot of portraits with the 14 to 24. I like I've been enjoying scene I don't know the word I want to say, portraits where I include more of the scene, more like scene focused portraits where the individual is less of the point rather than the area that surrounds them. I've been enjoying
your
that
secondary subject is the person.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic, but you've got to be careful. And I know you are, and everybody that does it, because they do it successfully, but shooting on the wide end for portraits, man, I mean, it is a different style.
You just have to watch your distance. Otherwise you give your subject a hilarious head.
Yeah. Or longer legs. Well, no woman complains about that, but
big hands, big feet, whatever.
Yeah, they end up looking like what are those gibbon? They end up looking like a gibbon.
Yeah.
Well, like the old Gumby, you can stretch it out, stretch everything out.
You're right, Roy. Not a lot of headshots with the 14 to 24. Joel Grimes shoots with I don't know which one, but a Canon zoom, wide zoom. And I mean, he's fantastic with it. But you have to know what you're doing, because you can come up with some wonky pictures.
I will say this: if you can get you a job shooting people's pets, people love ultra wide up close pictures of their dogs because it makes them look bubbly and cute.
Yeah.
Oh, they love it. They love it.
I could see that.
Yeah.
The big smile, the grin, or whatever.
Yeah, the big nose and
yeah,
they love it.
I could see that.
I don't
Oh,
do that kind of
man.
work anymore. I don't do any work. I do what I want now. I gave up making money with photography.
I think a
did-
lot of people have.
Well, I actually did really good over COVID, but I just got like burnt out. I was like, I don't want to be doing like work stuff all the time. I want to be doing like YouTube stuff, which everything I do is what I enjoy doing. So
Yeah. So, I know that refurbished sale was going on. I saw the thing in my email and I never checked it out. Again, I've just been kind of crazy trying to keep up with some other things, especially, again, like I said, the photo shoot this morning with everything that was going on, and it's been kind of crazy. I just wasn't motivated. Typically, the night before, I'm setting the lights up. I'm, testing the lights, getting them tweaked the way I want them. This morning, I just got up and I better set the studio up and kind of did that. But man, when Tiffany walked in and jumped in front of the camera, it just changed everything. So I've had so much going on. It's been crazy. But you guys always make it more fun, even though I know, okay, I got a live stream tonight and I want to have a good time. I don't have to bring anything to the table. You guys have a smorgasbord of things that we can talk about. I do want to mention, did you all know there's a World Photo Walk coming up on August 13th? You all know that?
No.
I don't have, man, excuse me. I don't have the website handy, but I'll get it here in a bit once we get cooking and throw it up so everybody can see. World Photo Walk, you can join. It doesn't mean you have to join their photo walk. Every state and every city has the opportunity to have somebody that registers as the photo walk coordinator, blah, blah, blah. And you can go through all that. Or, yeah, Scott Kelby's one of the, excuse me. Is Scott Kelby the actual sponsor or just one of the folks that works?
It says the website, it's worldwidephotowalk.com. But if you Google it, it says Scott Kelby's Worldwide Photo Walk.
Okay. All right.
So it must be like the face of it or something.
Yeah. It's funny that, right after we went down to the city, this thing pops up. Matthew Card, by the way, is the one that sent that to me. So, yeah, man, everybody ought to jump on the opportunity to go do a photo walk. I keep pushing that because I had so much fun. Maybe you guys wouldn't have as much fun. I don't know, but
T-Mid's in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
T-Mid's in the house.
What's up, T-Mid? Hey, D-Moots, thanks for watching it, man. That was a lot of fun. And Vahagan, you have no idea how hot I was in that suit jacket, dude.
T-Mid,
so hot in Kansas.
T-Mid, you want to jump in here? Just let me know.
I went into T-Mid's live stream today and climbed him a little bit. It was a lot of fun. I always do that every time I catch T-Mid's live streams. Every time, because he has a tendency to hand the video recording device, whatever it is, to the model, and then as soon as that happens, I talk smack behind his back until he comes back, and then we have a good laugh about it.
Oh man, yeah, Charles. It kind of does, and Mama lets me know though when I'm too far behind. And hey, let's get with it here. So we got some lights to put up outside on the garage. Those whatever outdoor lights or whatever.
Landscape lighting.
Yeah, my brother's here. I'm taking him to the airport tomorrow. He's got to fly back, but I've conned him into. No, I'm just kidding. He said he would put them up tomorrow. Yeah. Oh man. All right.
You talk about sweating in a suit. Many years ago, I did my wife's friend's daughter's wedding, and at the reception, I'm wearing a suit and tie and trying to look professional and whatever, and I was just sweating like a pig. I was dying. I'm like, man, I go, why is it so hot in here? Is it just me? And then eventually I had to take the jacket off. I just couldn't stand it anymore. And we go to find out that the groom's grandmother or something went and cranked up, put the heat on the thermostat because she was cold. And it was like a summertime wedding. It was hot as it was. And I says, okay, now I know why I was sweating so bad, turned the thermostat way up, and nobody else said anything, but it ended up being grandma or somebody that did it. And I'm like, oh, I was dying, soaking wet.
Let's see.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
how many guitars you got back there? I'm a guitar player myself, and what are they?
Oh, really? I got about 12.
What? Nice. What are you like a Martin guy, Taylor guy, Gibson guy, or do you like everything? What?
I got. No, I don't have any Martins. I wanted to get one, but they're just too expensive, and I just
they're really high.
Do you need one?
Huh?
Here we go. Do you need one?
Well,
But I
If you want it, get it. If you want
thing-
get it.
Well, the price is like, a little bit on the top.
Well-
side, tough nut to swallow.
My thing with the Martins, I actually had one. Like Martins are known for aging really well. That's
Yeah.
why you get a Martin. And not that I'm trying to turn this into a guitar stream, but I had one, and it aged like milk. And so I offloaded that and went back to. There was, I believe it was 2016 or 17. It was just a really bad year for wood, and that's whenever I was shopping, and everything sounded bad. And so I waited a couple of years and ended up with a Taylor, and I paid a lot for that, but it's my last acoustic.
As far as acoustics, for me, the one to get is Yamaha Red
Mhm.
Label, made in Japan, and it blows the Martins out of the water. And what they've been able to do, they have a technology where it can age the wood
Mm-hmm.
without aging. You know what I mean? They have some technique,
People
and it's killer, but it's not cheap though.
people get Yamaha messed up because Yamaha's really good at like getting those mass produced like starter guitars, but they don't realize that like some of their high end basses, because I play bass too, some of their high end basses are super fine.
Oh, they're very
incredible.
Hey, I got one question. Does the guitar community get in and fight over brands as much as photographers
Well,
do?
okay, I'm glad you brought that up, Chuck. So here's the deal. Why do I have so many guitars? Because I got so fed up with the photography arena where all you do is fight between brand X and brand Y and brands, right?
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do something that's entirely different. So I got into this guitar thing and found out that the guitar community is a lot more civil.
Yeah.
They don't care. You use a Fender and the other guy's using Gibson. Hey, man, that's great. And we have a good time. And we don't.
That's how photography is, man. You're using a Sony. I'm using a Canon.
Oh.
Great.
So
That's a
music
line,
and
Chuck.
guitars they were the polar opposites as
Yeah.
far as people getting along. Don't you think so, Z-Way?
Yeah, well, I think it's because, well, first of all, like musicians have something in common. They're not particularly good workers, and they just want to jam, and and so there's things that are like established, like a Nikon Z9 and an A1 will do the exact same job, and to an untrained eye, really kind of not really discernible from each other, right? Because it's all going to go into post. But like with a Fender is known for having like that bluesy sound, and people can, even regular people that just like music and don't play, they can tell that sounds a little bit different, and it has like a specific application that it excels at, and everyone agrees on that. Nobody's gonna disagree that one particular guitar does really good in this kind of thing, and so it's just. Everybody's just cool with it. That doesn't mean you can't take a Stratocaster and play death metal on it. You totally can if you want.
Sure you can.
And everybody's like, "Fine, that's cool." I wouldn't play that. Hey, can I play your guitar though? Like, So
that's why the community is so a polar opposite, as opposed to photography.
And what I like about like experienced musicians too is. You can't pull any bull crap over their eyes with bells and whistles. So like people crave a camera that has like mongoose tracking or whatever, a kid on a tricycle eye tracking, but like on a guitar, like Gibson tried to come out with that automatic tuner and it bombed. It bombed, because
Hey, folks,
like
if you're
experienced
joining
musicians
us,
don't
welcome
care.
to the guitar chat here on AP Studios.
Yeah.
These camera questions are getting in the way of our guitar chat, but don't let
Look
that
at
fool
this
you.
Friday. I have a 62 butterscotch blonde telly. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here we just say, coming up
he's
in
on
a
the
few
same
minutes,
page.
golf club talk. Golf
Here,
clubs.
Charles wants to know which is better for sunsets, Fender or Gibson.
Hey, check it out. I'm Z Wade, the Z Wade, and Z Wade guitaring Viagra drums. We're just giving up on this.
Vahagan said, it isn't the same when it comes to the musical community or musicians, that egos are what you get when you meet in person.
There's something beautiful about an opening act getting on stage and just putting on like it's their first show and everybody can tell. And all of the bands that have been in the ringer for a while, they go up, they give them one of these, they're like, hey man, great set. In the photography community, if your pictures don't look right, then everybody starts throwing advice at you that you didn't ask for. And it gets a little annoying. And so what I would have done different, I don't like the fact that you crop. Didn't you know that the world is set up in 8x10?
Man, I don't know what happened to T-Mid. T-Mid, I sent you a link, man. I hope I sent it to you because I have your, I think I have your email.
Chuck, I wanted to bring something up. This is, I think I wanted to bring it up a couple of weeks ago. This fella, what's his name? The angry photographer, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know we all know Ken Wheeler, correct?
Yep.
As odd as he is, he does have some interesting things to say. And now that he's out of the photography genre and he's speaking alien physics, which I don't get, right? But having said that, I wrote down some quotes that he made, and I wrote them down and saved them because I find them quite interesting. The quotes, like, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, but some opinions have more value than others. And I thought that was pretty profound.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? What's popular is not true, and what's true is not popular.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I just found those two quotes pretty interesting, from this guy.
My favorite quote of his is not prolific at all. It's happier than a worm in a pile of poo.
Yeah. But I don't know why he has gone away from photography and has got into this metaphysical. I don't know what it is.
He sold a huge part of his collection, and so I think he just kind of lifestyle wise, from what I understand, whenever I stopped watching him, he was still doing like product photography and stuff like that, but he had kind of gotten away from photography in life as much. He's doing other stuff like leather working and stuff. And so I just feel like if he's not doing it as much, he's not talking about it as much. And people seem to really like the conspiracy stuff on YouTube. And he's
his subscription has grown, which I thought was kind of strange, speaking about.
He's into philosophy and other world religions, and he's into everything now, and magnetism, and pole shifting. Yeah. So I do believe there are a lot of people that are into all that stuff. I really do, but it certainly isn't something you want on a photography channel, and I think that's. And somebody brought up Jason Lanier. Look, the fact is that
he's gone. He's just disappeared.
No, he's still around.
He's still doing. He's still doing the Sony thing.
YouTube will not push his content though.
Oh,
you gotta look for it.
Well, he got.
It's not. Yeah, it's not pushing it to me.
lot of trouble
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
few years back.
Not getting anyone through the line there, Chuck.
Yeah, it sounds like we lost them.
You don't mind? My wife brought me something to eat.
I'll take
Hey,
some.
you got to eat.
Hey guys, hold on. We got a caller, and I'm sorry, sir, I still didn't get your name, but
I'm Bill.
Bill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Bill. All right. So you just got a Canon camera. What was the question? Go ahead. We got a whole slew of people here to offer opinions.
Yeah, and it's very hard to use.
It's hard to hear me.
Not hard to use. You know, reading all the instructions and everything.
Okay. Are you guys hearing
Like
Bill?
I'm on a simple camera where you can focus it and it takes pictures.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know
So
what.
which one would you recommend?
Yeah, Bill. I don't. I'm just having a hard time understanding you. I don't know if it's your phone or what, but
Well, it sounds like he's having a hard time with the manual, understanding everything and whatnot.
Okay.
But, you know, if that's the case, there's probably, I'm sure, some YouTube content out there that discusses the particular camera that you bought.
Can we
That
find
would
out
help
what
you out.
camera? I'm gonna find one of my like a YouTube source that I'd recommend. What kind of Canon is it?
which model Canon is it, Bill? No, sorry, we lost him. I'm sorry. That was just hard for me to understand. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys.
I couldn't
Yeah.
understand.
Volume was good, but it was really muffled.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Hey, Ronald Pollard with your grands. All right. I love having the grandkids, man. That's great. Another reason reason we watch how we speak here on the channel. That's fantastic, Ron. Glad to know they're in there with you, brother.
He's in Alabama.
What's for dinner there, John? Looks like a nice assortment she brought you.
Just an omelet.
Oh,
This
nice.
is breakfast. That's breakfast for John.
Yeah.
Last time a lady cooked for me, it was my ex-girlfriend. She made tater tot casserole every day for a week. I haven't eaten it since.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I like tater tot casserole.
I used to. I used to.
I'm trying to imagine what it looks like.
That's the scary part.
You don't look. You just eat.
Yeah, it's basically. You've never had tater tot casserole, John?
No.
It's basically like cream of mushroom soup and tater tots and cheese, and you just bake it.
Ooh. You'd have to blindfold me to get me to eat it, I think.
It does kind of look like the bottom of a restaurant kitchen sink, but you know,
Back at you, Mr. Pollard. Back at you.
used to taste good before I ate it every day for a week. Because see, back then I was I was kind of poor back then, right? I had just started my career, and so it's like I can't waste food, you know. And so, I told her on Saturday after eating it every day, she's like, "Hey, my family's coming over, and we're gonna eat tater tot casserole." And I was like, baby, if you make tater tot casserole one more time after tonight, you're never going in the kitchen again. And that turned into a fight. So, but yeah, oh man,
Hey, Charles.
I was drowning it in ketchup like by Thursday. You know?
You can use it as an aggregate for concrete and rebar.
Like plaster to fill in a hole in the drywall.
So we got a whole other conversation going on over here in the chat.
Sorry.
On I don't want to break up. I don't want to break up the grits or the tater tot casserole.
I'm just trying to imagine this tater tot casserole.
Just Google it. Google it,
Yeah.
John.
Michelin star tater tot casserole.
Yeah, Robert, you're absolutely right, man, and I agree with you. He lost it though. Oh, that's just, I'm sorry. We got Jeffrey switching chairs. More comfortable down there, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I'm stuck in this box. I can't get out.
Uh, yeah, the thing about Lanier was it was just overdone for whatever reason. He had a bone to pick with Lanier, and some people that loved Ken, really stuck in there with him and backed him without knowing anything about what was going on, which always amazes me is how people think that's friendship. Tell your friends to go make a fool of themselves. Yeah, I'm behind you, man.
Right.
Then you become part of the fool, But
That
so
whole thing. Oh, sorry.
no,
Thought
go
you were-
ahead.
That whole thing with the Lanier is he got accused of some misbehaving by one model, and then that model came out and was like, maybe she was just like drunk or throwing a fit or something, because he posted the messages that she sent him apologizing for the way that she was behaving, and then Ken jumped on and like made like a fake profile and was like trolling him and something, and then
Yeah.
he started posting a bunch of stuff about it, and then a bunch of other allegations started rolling in. But from what I understand, he was exonerated from all of them. Like
Yeah.
he actually didn't.
That-
There was no proof that he did anything wrong, but the damage was already done.
That's why I say, a real friend would step back and say, "Hey, bud, you know what? You need to chill out. You need to quit this. What's your end game here? What are you doing? Why are you doing it?"
I don't think there.
All
I don't
of a
think there
sudden
was an
decide
end
you're going to
game.
be the guy that's going to take care of models. I mean, Ken's going to be the guy that's going to stick up for models. I mean, come on.
Well,
But,
it
yeah.
actually got so crazy that there was a guy that supposedly signed up for one of Lanier's workshops, claimed he had cancer, tried to get a refund while Lanier was like on vacation and off the
Yep.
grid, and then he came back and he was like, didn't have a problem giving the guy's money back, but all this stuff that Ken Wheeler had blown it up on YouTube before he even got back. He had no idea anything was going on. Turned out that guy wasn't even like a real guy. Like he was like fake or something.
Yeah.
And so it was just insane. I tell you what, dude, you ruined my YouTube career like that. If I'm making that kind of money like Lanier was, I'll see you
Yeah.
in court.
And I think it did. No, excuse me. I think they did actually wind up with, I don't know who filed the suit, but there was something about
like a
something
cease
to
and
do with the
desist or
court.
something.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was just crazy.
But yeah,
So,
it's just sad that like it ruined him and there was nothing there,
yeah.
So
you know what? And again, I'm happy he's having a good life now. I quit watching him. I did leave a comment one time because it's so easy to find where he's wrong about something. And I left a comment saying, "Do you ever admit you're wrong?" And of
was
course,
this on Ken or Lanier?
Ken Wheeler.
Oh yeah.
Lanier, Vahagen said it, and somebody else said it too earlier. That guy's a great photographer. You can't
Very
take
good.
anything away from him, man. He is good.
Yeah.
You like him or you don't or whatever. He seems to be a bit arrogant. Yes, he does. I don't know if he's like that in real life, but that's the way he comes across on camera. But he can shoot. There's no doubt about it.
Somebody that I thought somebody on one of these live streams said that they did they went to one of his workshops or something. Maybe it was John.
I don't know. I didn't see it, but yeah. Yeah, and
Or-
Charles
yeah,
says he
somebody-
knows his old Nikon glass. I'll give you that, Charles. He absolutely
He does.
does. And a lot of people bought based on his recommendations. I don't know how much how much of that is going on now with the move to mirrorless and everything else, which he was absolutely opposed to, by the way, because it was never going to be good enough for him or whatever. But he definitely loves his Fuji. Good for him. Again, another one of those people. It's like, okay, I'm not going to battle this guy. I'm not going to change him.
I'm not,
Why am I arguing with a fool?
I'm not gonna repeat this allegation, but look at Vahography's comment about Ken Wheeler.
What was it?
Might be KGB.
KGB.
Well, he speaks Russian or
Yeah,
some
he's-
Russian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's fluent in Russian. He lived over there for a long time.
So you're right. He could be KGB if it
What is
existed.
the guy's a pretty smart guy.
He
Yeah.
knows his own glass for sure.
yeah.
So I wouldn't want to have a debate with him because
Oh.
he's pretty sharp.
Hey, the only way he's going to win a debate with you, John, is to outbet you, meaning use bigger words than you. That's it.
Have you seen a
That's it.
picture of him when he was younger?
No.
Oh, that guy looks like a movie star. He was fit.
What
Really?
in the world
Oh my
happened?
God, yeah, he used to be a bicycle rider, and that guy looked like he was incredibly fit.
Everybody welcome Mr. T Mid.
T to the M to the IDD.
Now, I love T Mid. I love the guy. I really do. But watch him now. I want everybody to watch him. It looks like a stop action video.
No, I think I'll be good tonight.
Yeah, you sound good, man. Sounds good. Pretty loud. You might want to drop it just a bit so it doesn't clip on you. Just a tad. Don't go too far with it. T-Mid in the house. All right. T-Mid, I need to get you to critique my photos, man. You are the man. And now you're froze. What happened? Well, he's back. Hang on. He's coming back. He's coming right back. I can see it. He's coming back. Come on, T-Mid. Come on, man. Here he comes. Here we go. Mr. T-Mid is back.
He's back.
Go ahead, brother.
Is he live or is it Memorex?
No, he's live.
Did I break the system?
No, man.
No.
We're good. We're
The
good.
system breaks on its own anyway, so.
I thought as soon as I came in, I crashed it.
No, man. No. We all shoot, man. It's live. You know how that goes.
We take
Yeah,
turns.
that's true.
So what are you up to, T-Mid? Good to see you in here. Finally get you back.
Yeah, I think the last.
Oh, it froze.
Yep. Froze up on us, T-Mid.
What state is he in?
He's in Maryland. He's out there near Amar.
I was just I was on mute while I was doing my trash talking. Dang it.
That's great.
Notice he said, "Dang it!"
Yeah.
Wow.
And now I can't.
You're
I was
getting
on.
better, man.
I was on mute while I was trash talking. Now I can't remember what I said.
Oh no, I know what I said. It's just not as funny. But no, the joke was T-Mid, an amazing photographer, can't live stream worth a flip. It was all blockade, everything.
We're just busting your chops, T-Mid. Go ahead, man. I saw you move. I know I did.
Oh yeah.
There you go. All right.
I didn't know if it was me or if it was my. So I'm on the PC right now. Something making me think I need to move over to my Mac.
Are you kidding me? Why aren't you on the Mac?
Because
you
I
got
already
brand
had
new, beautiful Mac Pro. It's an M1 chip in it too, isn't it?
Oh, he doesn't want to have a Big Mac attack, I guess.
Max.
No Big Mac attack.
Man, I don't know why you're not using that. Send it to me. You're not using it. You don't need it.
No, you know what I normally do is I normally edit. I normally edit with that.
Yeah, I've got the Mac.
How many of you guys tried Topaz AI?
Yeah. Hey, T-Mid, the one I'm on right now is the one I edit on. Right here. Same one. You ought to see all the tabs I got open up here. That's what and this one's can only do half what your laptop can do. Yours won't even breathe while it's doing this.
Yeah, I probably need to set it up. This computer is actually showing this age. I think I got my usage out of it.
Yeah, this will be my last. I'm streaming right now on my MacBook M1. It has 16 gigs and it is at least 3 times as fast as my PC that has double the RAM.
Yeah,
it's really awesome.
Yeah, I just got the 14-inch. It's killer, especially when you use Topaz AI. You know, where you need a lot of horsepower.
right?
It just eats it
Vahagan,
up.
to answer your question, I probably won't do any trips like that until after my dog passes. Not that she's in bad health, but Dobermans don't live that long, and she's 8, and so I'm trying to spend the last couple years home before I take any big trips. But once she's gone, I'll probably be doing a trip somewhere besides Kansas every weekend. So I'll definitely see you guys at PPI whenever that happens.
Oh yeah, and me for sure. I was at WPPI this time. Definitely going to be there next time, and every time after that.
That's in Las Vegas, correct?
Yeah, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So T-Mid, let's talk about that for a minute, because we've been talking about all these things coming up and what we're going to participate in. A lot of us are talking, we're going to do it. Now let's see if we can all actually make it happen. But we're all, oh, I say we're all. I'm just speaking for a lot of people on the channel here are talking about getting together out at WPPI this next year. I think that's a definite. We're going to try to make that happen for all those that can be there, and looking forward to it too, because I know you and Ike and so many other people are going to be out there. It should be a great time.
What month?
It's March, I think mid-March. I can't remember the exact dates
Yeah.
though.
I'll get the date.
Yeah, I think it's like March 4th to
At
the
at the
9th or
Mirage,
something.
isn't it?
Yeah.
What is it? It's a wedding, right? Wedding
Yeah,
show.
Wedding and
portrait.
portrait.
Early bird pricing ends September 30th.
So
And it is March 5th through 6th for judging, 5th through 9th for conference, March 7th through 9th for show.
And there you go. Bahagan's already invited everybody to the after party show at T-Mid Suite.
you
See,
know what
if you
they
don't
do?
get some of them, if you don't get some of them dancers with the feathers on their heads, I'll never forgive you. We need some of those just to hang out with us and take pictures of.
So David threw this out here for us. Go ahead, T-Mid.
Oh yeah, I was saying I know they do have some nice suites out there as well. When I was out there, it was Ike, me, Ike, and Ryan Troy, and we got invited to Taylor Jackson's suite, and he had a nice size suite that could hold a nice amount of people.
That sounds like a blast.
What are you talking about, Vagan? We need to know more about this.
Oh yeah. That press pass is legit.
I need to figure. So they have a media section on their site. I guess we can query now to find out about a media pass. Is that right?
Yeah, and I think, yeah. I know. Normally, when I normally go to the trade show room. I don't know if you all would be interested in going to like the actual workshops where they have those, I guess, photo walks.
All I'm interested, like you, is the trade show and meeting up with a bunch of us. That's what I care about.
Oh, it's like the NAM show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The space people said it's an anti-fro meetup.
You killed me, man. The same way you killed me.
There you go. Mozman wants to know how many videos does he have to now put out to get a media pass.
Well, you're a star, a guest star on Vahagan's channel, so that should be good enough.
There you go. Count those too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul Connors, consider getting a little bit. Just it doesn't have to be a strong filter, but just get like a really weak filter for that Viltrox, because it does tend to blast highlights for some reason. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, here we go. We'll get to this too. You know what, Ron? Give me a second and then hit me on that again because I'm gonna write it down, then I'll forget to look at it. My wife says write notes, and I said I just forget to leave them at home.
Yeah, Ron, we were talking about Seth twice making a comment that the 2-600 was an f4 lens. That's he's waiting to have that come out, and he said it twice. So
Yeah,
I don't know if he leaked info or
we're gonna
just
get
had
on
a
that.
major brain fart.
Yeah, we're going to get on that in a minute because I got a couple of things to talk about with about Mr. Seth Miranda. He is from Brooklyn, by the way, as you all may or may not know. But what's coming up next? What's coming up in October? It used to be at the Javits. What do they call it now, T-Mid? Used to be Photo Plus.
Oh, yeah. Create NYC.
Okay, so they changed it. Why did they do that? Do you know?
I don't know. I think they would try and put a different spin on it so that they could make it open to more content creators. You know, everybody is a content creator now. So if you put that type of spin on it, then anyone believe that they can come. So I probably think it's for more participation.
So is it September or October?
So it is September 29th.
Oh, man.
And it goes into October.
Man, I'm hoping. I'd love to make it. And, I know there are a lot of guys down there from the channel here that are down in the at least vicinity. And that would be a great meetup too. But I'm coming back from a reunion. I'm going to my 62, not but the 66th 5th Special Forces Group reunion. And it ends right before that show starts. But I'd love to make that show and just have a get together there again.
Oh, so you can fly from right there and then make it right next to that one.
There you go. That would be a good idea too. Albert's in the house, Mr. Albert. I didn't say anything when you came in. Albert Jimenez, great guy. Maybe I get Mr. Albert. I give him an Uber fee to take me home if I fly in, go to the show, and then he could take me home afterwards. I'm not putting you on the spot, Albert. I'm just kidding, man. I know you would do it. That's the kind of guy you are. I appreciate that. But yeah, that may be another opportunity for a get together. So I'm really liking looking at all these different conferences and things that are coming up, and I'm going to try to stay on top of it. This is a good chance for any of us to get together, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun if we try to. So anyway, all right. So anybody got any comments on that before we move on? I want to move on to Gray's Westminster Con and Mr. Seth Miranda. But if you guys want to follow up with any of this.
Yeah, I think the only other thing that we have is Imaging USA in January.
Oh, that's right. That's coming up too. What is that and where?
Yeah, and that is in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh God, I got to go to that one. That's right. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. The wife's all about that too because it's going to be at the Opryland Conference Center, which is part of the Opryland Hotel. Which, if you haven't been there, you need a GPS to find your room. That's how big that thing is. I am not kidding. Who'd we lose? Mr. John Ishii.
We lost John.
He'll be right back, I'm sure. Yeah, man, we need to. Yeah, I want to attend all these things, man.
Yeah, I say go ahead and make it happen. You got the Z9.
Yeah, man, I'm going to try. There's only so much time and money and all the other things, but I'm going to try. But I definitely want to hit that Imaging USA in Nashville since it's going to be there this year. And it gives us an opportunity to go out and look at some more property. And maybe I'll be down there by then. And you can guarantee that I'll be there if that's the case. All right. Mr. John is back. All right, Mr. John. He just wanted to change seats.
Drop off.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you guys get dropped off?
I just get moved around a lot. I just get busy all the time.
Jeff gets tired of where he's at in the stack and decides to change.
I'm up here somewhere. Wait a minute.
John, this media pass goes right along with what we were talking about. Having that media pass at events gives you so much access. I wonder
Yeah.
what the criteria is for this. I'm going to have to check it out. Vahagen seems to have a handle on it, so I'm going to have to check this out. All right. Anything else on the upcoming events where we'll all lie right now and say we're going to be there, and some of us might show up? Anybody else?
No, I won't be there.
Okay. Well, that's
I mean-
quite a trip for you, John.
Well, it's not that I'm not a wedding guy, and I don't do portraits. So
I'm not either, but that isn't why I'm going, man. I'm going for
Yeah.
the vendors.
I mean,
and
it'd be fun to catch up with all you guys.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's why I'd be going.
Yep. I don't mind going to the trade show and looking at all the latest and greatest, newest widgets that are out there and stuff. I just can't carry a wallet in with me. It's kind of like walking into B&H. Yeah, I have one of those. Yeah. Oh, that too. Yeah.
Ooh,
Well, that makes that better. I got to have it too.
Chuck, do you have a specific topic that you were going to do next?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll just say real quick, because Vahagen asked if you saw the documentary Finding Vivian Meyer, whatever it is.
I have
And
not.
I want to say the documentary was really well done, but that whole thing as a whole, that whole situation is really interesting because just like the entire thing, like how she was like as a person in the photos and stuff like that. I just wanted to throw that out there, that anybody that hasn't seen it, the documentary is really good, but look on YouTube for additional stuff because it's really fascinating the amount of division that came with finding those photos. Just go look it up. Do yourselves a favor. It's
I'll
really
check
good.
it out.
What's it called, Z-Way?
Finding Vivian Mayer.
Okay.
Mayor.
Yeah, Vahagen mentioned it. It's a good documentary, but the story is, it's basically like a gigantic marketing play. Like, it's really amazing. It's really amazing.
So one addition to the last subject there. Let's all wear fro wigs around the Nikon booth. All right. So
that would be a different look for me.
yeah, absolutely. You might grow on you. You might like it, Jeff.
Yeah, I'd fly out there just to see that, Jeff.
Jeff's getting ready to switch seats again.
Can't ever satisfy that guy.
There we go.
I love this pose he came back with. Just like his face said SOB.
That's great. That's great. All right. So let's jump to Grays of Westminster, which I love that, they're all Nikon, of course. I think that's fantastic. They got all the old cameras and everything else. But I love Con and Becky. They actually do a good job because they bring the audience in and actually do answer questions and comments and things like that. However, with Seth Miranda, you got to understand, Seth Miranda's from Brooklyn. All right. Anybody not know what that means?
No.
Oh, I think it means he talks fast and he doesn't sleep.
No, it means he's going to get in your face to talk. And he's very passionate because they all are. Everybody gets in your face and they're loud and they make comments and I'll kill you or whatever. But if you call them on it, they'll say, "What's wrong with that? That's the way we talk."
Who is he?
He's on Adorama TV, and he's also he's a very good photographer. Shoots Nikon, but has Fuji GFX 100 that he loves. And he was on Grays of Westminster the other day. Have you ever watched the Grays of Westminster YouTube channel?
Yeah.
John?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was on there with Con. They do their every Friday, they do their live stream. He and Becky.
He was in London at the time?
No,
he
he
was
did it just like we're
streaming.
doing it right now. Exactly like we're doing this right now is how they did it. Except for they use, what is it? I'll have to spit if I say it because I can't stand it.
Yes, Seth does a lot of monster makeup and monster movie photographs and horror movie stuff and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
he's a contributor to Adorama, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if he works there or not. He may work there as well. I don't know, but he's in good with Nikon. Excuse me, Nikon. And he's talked before about NDAs and things like that. And I always say, if you're talking to somebody and you know that they're subject to NDA, meaning Nikon may send them something, and you ask them a question about something you're hoping is coming up, and they say, I don't know. Well, that means they do know. Because they're not going to talk about it. So that's a good indicator. I'd hate to be under NDA like that for photography equipment, because you can't win in a conversation with people. You just have to say, I'm not going to talk about anything that has to do with anything Nikon's thinking about in the next century. Let's not go there, because anything I say is going to give away what's happening. But anyway, he's just that kind of person. But he will take over your stream. Hang on. I want to answer this comment from this guy over here. Yeah, we heard you 5 times. Now shut up and leave us alone. You got answered. But I'm being a little bit too hard on him. But he mentioned the 2 to 600, and he said f4. So everybody's over here talking about that, saying that it can't be, no way, whatever. And I agree with you. I don't think it can be either. But anyway, that's what he's saying. That's what he said. Could it have been a slip of the tongue? I'm trying to build some conspiracy here, is what I'm trying to do, John.
Yeah.
Could it have been a slip of the tongue? This is going to be an F4 across the range, 200 to 600. And this is what Con and Becky were talking about the other day, complaining about people that have slip of the tongue or whatever and make statements, and it costs manufacturers money or whatever, because that just happened with Nikon rumors. Not so bad with Nikon rumors, but it happened. Nikkei published too that they're going to stop with the DSLRs. And Nikon didn't say that, but they did say something that meant that.
Kind of, sort of, whatever.
The political speak. Yes. We're not getting rid of DSLRs. We're just not supporting them anymore. Okay.
What a nice way to beat around the bush.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you had a 2 to 600 f4, man, you'd be the size of a baseball bat, I think.
I was thinking it would look like a 2-liter of soda.
It'd be big.
But I just thought it was funny that, and you guys can chime in. So here we go. Let's do a little Z30 bashing. I know everybody loves to hear me talk about the Z30 since I'm such a supporter of it. Not. Here we go. Rant meter 10. We're on it. No.
Yeah, I want to hear about the Z30. What's not to like about the Z30?
Well, okay. Timing.
It's not the 85. It's not the 85 millimeter f1.2.
Exactly. It's not the
Z8, and it's not the 200 to 600,
and it's not the D6.3 or the D7.3. It's not the APS-C Pro body. What else you want, T-Mid?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let's see what we got here. Uh-oh.
That escalated quick.
Yeah. Usually it only takes about 10 milliseconds.
Hang on just a second. Who do we have? All right, everybody. Paul Connors is in here. Go ahead, Paul.
I thought it was going to be Seth.
All right, Chuck. I got to take umbrage with some of the stuff about the Z30. First of all, I spent 3 hours yesterday with the Nikon East Coast rep.
Yep.
Okay. Secondly, 200 to 600 is going to be out by the end of the year.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not going to name the guy I spoke to. I think some of you on the East Coast may know who he is, but he said it was a kind of price point camera that they had to bring out. And that's all, he said it's a nice little point and shoot camera with video capability.
Yeah.
So he said it's basically a nice little point and shoot camera.
Okay. But it's not a point and shoot camera. It's a vlogging camera.
I'm telling you what the Nikon rep said.
Okay.
Okay. So,
well, of course he did, but go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. So that's how we viewed it. The other thing that they were doing, I was at Unique Photo in Fairfield, New Jersey, which is, as Unique likes to say, they are New Jersey's answer to B&H, which as a New Jersey resident and a fan of B&H, I was with you when you were there last week, 2 weeks ago. It doesn't compete with B&H. They don't have the inventory. They don't have the scale. They don't have any of that.
Right.
But he was there from 11 to 4, and today he was at Bergen County Camera up in Bergen County, New Jersey, doing the same thing he did at Unique yesterday, which is primarily doing all the firmware updates for all the Z bodies.
Okay.
So I took my Z9 in yesterday, and he took 6 minutes, and he did the 2.1 firmware update. Took 6 minutes. Then he was talking to people doing Z6.2, Z7.2 updates, stuff like that. One guy came in, he was like 4 or 5 updates behind. It took an hour on his original Z7.
Okay.
Okay, so, but he's saying the 2 to 6 will almost 100% certain be out by Christmas. So everybody who's looking for the Z version of the 2 to 500 will probably be able to order that.
You mean 2 to 600?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
He thinks by the end of the fourth quarter of this year, you'll be able to buy Z9s off the shelf.
I agree with that.
Unique Photo was selling the 100 to 400s right out of the store yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so there was an elderly couple came in. Her Z9 and her 100 to 400 came in at the same time yesterday, and she pre-ordered both.
Wow.
I don't know how long she was on the waiting list, but she got both.
Wow.
Okay, so the supply chain backlog is breaking up, if you will.
Yeah.
And so that type of stuff.
It can't be. Paul. It can't be because I said it was. So it can't be.
Chuck, I saw Z9s and 100 to 400s walking out of the store yesterday.
No, you're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong because I said this. I said this was happening, and people laughed at me and said, "No, it's impossible." Nikon
No,
rumors
it's not
chewed me up.
impossible because it's happened. Chuck, calm down. I know you. Dale, pray slowly there, my friend. Okay, so no, it's happening. I saw Z9s and 100s to 400s walking out of the store.
There you have it.
Now you're getting a rant raider from our good friend down in Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
He thinks you did a 10 job on that rant, Chuck.
Well, when
all
you
the way,
see
brother.
cameras walking down the street, then I'm scared.
So
'cause I've
I
never
saw
seen a
5
camera
Z9s walk
that.
out of that store and 5 100s to 400s walk out yesterday.
No, it's impossible. I'm telling you, everybody says it, Paul. How could you have seen this? Were you drinking?
Chuck, when am I not drinking, Chuck?
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm a retired paratrooper. I drink from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. But I saw 5 Z9s and 5 100s to 400s walk out of the store with people who paid real American money. Maybe they used credit cards, but they paid for the product. They walked out with the product, and every one of them had a big shit-eating grin on their face.
All right, crap eating.
Yeah, I got a question for
I'm
Paul.
sorry, I shouldn't say that. A crap-eating grin.
There
I'm
you
sorry.
go. All right.
My
Thank
apologies.
you. That's all right.
I got a question
Mr.
for
Ronald has his grandchildren watching too. So, all right. But hang on. John's got a question for you. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
Okay, I ordered a 24 120. Did you see any of those?
I couldn't make that out. I'm sorry.
He said he ordered a 24 to 120.
120.
Did you see any of those?
Yeah, and I was in the second store where I bought the Viltrox 85, and that store had 4 24 to 120s on the shelf in the case, and Unique Photo had a bunch of them too.
Okay, so here's what I've been saying. Okay, I've been saying this, and they're no. Everybody chimes in. You know who the people that chime in are? The people that ordered from B&H. I love B&H. I said that. I could have done a commercial for them the other day when we were there. But you don't go to B&H to buy anything that's in high demand. Why is that? Because half the world's buying it from B&H. And when your number
No, Chuck, you're being conservative now. 90% of the world buys from B&H.
So your number 8,251 on the list, and they're up to 85. And you're complaining. I'll never get. You're right. You won't. You know what?
I made that decision. I said I'm not doing pre-orders through B&H anymore because there's just too much volume.
Chuck, you know the story about how I got my Z9. I am not going to say any more than that.
Yeah. No, yeah, and David just said, Paul, he's just jerking your chain, and of course I was, but I want to make a big to do about it because I've been saying this, and I've been telling people, if you really want a Z9, you can find one. No, I'm too lazy. I'm going to wait and badger B&H because I'm number 2,805 on the list, and they're up to 1,250, so it won't be long. You know, it's just so aggravating with people that, you know what? Continue to complain. You can go find one if you want one.
But, you know, Chuck, you're starting to tell your audience what a GI knows from day one when they enter the military. It's a GI's right to complain. But, you know, it's also a photographer's right to complain. It's a consumer's right to complain.
Yeah.
I love you, Chuck, but here's a word that describes you when it comes to this.
Oh, this is good. Wait. Everything quiet.
Write this down, Chuck.
All
you
right.
can look it up in Webster's, and you'll find your picture there.
Got it. Ready? Go ahead.
All right. The word is prescient.
Prescient. That's a new one to me. Prescient. All right.
Prescient. Prescient.
My old boss used to call me a Luddite all the time, and I finally looked it up. And
No. You're talking to the Luddite because I was the last person to embrace digital photography on the face of the earth.
Okay. Well,
I'm King Lud.
Hey,
You're an apprentice to me.
No, I'm a Luddite because I can't even add you to my phone list.
Well, you know what a Luddite is, right? You know who King Lud was.
No, I just know what it is.
King Lud is in mythology. He was this mythical figure.
How did I know you would know this? How did I
The
know
value of a
you were
liberal
so
arts
well
education.
read?
King Lud was a king in mythology who was opposed to technology for the sake of being opposed to technology. That's where the term Luddite comes from.
Okay. I thought it was because of the people in the early 1800s or 18th century that or 17th century, I don't know which, that didn't want to keep up with the times on all the technology that was coming.
Yeah, but it's actually based after a king called King Lud.
Z Wade's.
Luddite is the adjective to describe people who thought and spoke like he did.
Okay, so Z Wade's dying to say something. Go ahead.
If I may, what the hell are we talking about? I am so lost.
Well, I am too, to be honest. I am
I'm
too.
way over here, guys.
You know, he gave me a new word. I'm a prescient or whatever. So I got to look that up. But I just giving him, you know, the story behind. I was called a Luddite for
I was
quite a
chatting
while.
with
No, it's not Lud with
and I
a
came
long
back.
U. It's Luddite with a short U. Luddite.
Okay, Luddite. All right. Well, I'm from
All right,
Kentucky,
and
so
to
it's
answer
Luddite.
Mozman's
All right.
question, hey, Mozman, that pub I saw the minute I walked around the corner, and it was literally 50 feet across the street from the entrance and exit to B&H Photo.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
I
he
know
did
where bars
because-
are. I found that one. It was very easy to find. You didn't have to put your hand up and stop traffic. We walked across the street. We walked through the front door. Somebody sat us down, and there we were, and we had coffee and drinks.
Oh, thank you. So Charles looked it up for me. I love you guys. I really do. Charles says it's having knowledge of future events.
Down south, we call them psychics.
That prescient is a verb. You're very prescient, Chuck.
All right. I like getting beat up over stuff, and then all of a sudden it happens. And you know what? The people that beat me up, I can't find them anymore. They're gone.
Okay, I'm not going to beat you up, Chuck. You could probably beat me up.
No. I'm just talking about, you know, in the forums and whatnot. They're all, you know, blah, blah, blah. I was busting your chops, as you know. And you know,
yes, sir.
And I'm happy to hear that. So everybody heard that. I mean, you know, so equipment is moving. Imagine that with all the people out there. No, you can't get it or whatever. And the supply chain is beginning to strengthen. I know that.
Yeah, Gustavo Agueto asked me a question. Any news on the 800 millimeter phase Fresnel lens from Nikon? Your Nikon contact? Negative, Gustavo. Maybe you should have asked me. I could have asked him. I have a good relationship with the Nikon East Coast tech rep.
You might not after this conversation, but go ahead.
That's why I'm not throwing his name out.
You narrowed it down to East Coast rep. How many are there?
Hang on a second. I'm just going to Google it
Enough
real
to
quick.
preserve my commitment to him that I would not
Okay.
talk too publicly.
Okay, brother. Just trying to protect you there.
All right, here's another little tidbit for all you Nikon fans and fanboys and fangirls.
All right.
Okay. everybody wants to know about a Z8 or whatever I told him my personal preference is, I don't care what you call it.
All right.
I don't care if you call it a Z7 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Okay.
It probably won't be out this year because they're still afraid it will cannibalize Z9 sales.
See, this is why I say.
However,
Yeah.
there is a lower version of it in the works. We'll probably see first quarter next year.
Hold the sign up.
Stop throwing that paper around. I see that.
Hold the sign up. Hold the sign up because I'm fitting to rant.
I'm actually fine. I'm actually fine with it. I don't need a C8 right now.
Hey, Jeff, give him a 12 on the 10 scale for ranting.
Exactly. See my face getting red? I know you can. Because
You're
I'm
getting
fitting
red,
to rant.
Chuck. Your blood pressure's going up.
It is because
Real fast.
Look like a Maraschino cherry.
You
Chuck.
better go get a coffee, man. Get a coffee break.
It's hard to believe a Luddite prescient person like myself could run $1 billion company better than they can.
Hey, Chuck, by the way, my contact watches you every week. He knew who you were.
Uh-oh, that's scary. Well, wait a minute. He knows who I am, but what does he think of me? I need to know. I need to know if I'm loved or hated.
Dartboard
He likes your content. He likes the fact that it's live stream and it's not canned or anything or pre-planned.
Well, that's for certain.
You know, he was shocked to see me on last week.
Yeah.
He said I didn't deserve to be on your channel.
Well, that's not nice.
That's not very nice.
Well,
Only I can say that.
I've known the guy for 10 years. He goes, Paul, you're not a content creator. You don't go back on his channel.
You tell him we love him, but he's wrong. Okay.
There you go, Chuck.
I told him he's a nasty leg, so his opinion didn't count.
Chuck, I'm telling you,
he watches you.
Hey, hang on.
He watches Grays. He watches Vahagen.
Yeah.
So he Z-Wade, you're on his list too, by the way.
He's a righteous dude.
Yeah, he watches all of you guys. He knew every one of you guys when I mentioned you by name.
I'm flattered.
Really? I don't think he'd know who I was because I'm.
He wouldn't know me either. I don't think he'd know me.
All right.
I'm a little
Enough from
Nikon.
you peons. Hang on.
Yeah, you plebes.
David Stewart, you need to remove David Stewart after that comment he wrote here. Nobody listens to this channel, so we'll say what you want. We are all interested.
Yeah.
That's not true. Nikon watches this channel. I'm telling you. I heard it from Nikon's mouth yesterday.
See, and again, I tell you it's not true because I said they do. It cannot be true.
Can I
yes,
tell you
John. Yes, John.
Let me tell you a Nikon story, right? Okay. Nikon Malaysia and I, for the last 23 years, we've had a kind of a.
Hey, Vahagen's got a question I should answer.
Well, answer it in the chat right now. John's talking.
Okay, go ahead, John.
All right. So they were launching the D850 a few years back. Right? They were launching the D850, and I happened to get the first D850 in the country. I was the only guy. So they were having this launch, and I paid for this D850, and it was a big deal. They had food, they had lunch, and all this whatnot. So the Nikon rep comes in from Singapore at Nikon Singapore and starts talking about all the hype about this D850. And I said, I bought this Nikon D850 because you claim to have 8K time-lapse video, right? And it doesn't have it. And I took the camera out, and there's 1,200 people there, and I said, this is mine. It don't have it. What in the hell are you talking about? And the guy just froze, because if you look in the brochure, it says in fine print in light gray on top of white paper that you have to have a special software program for that D850 to use the 8K time lapse. And I said, that's false advertising, my friend. Right? Oh my God. The crap hit the fan there. I'll tell you what, man. The next day I got apologies and apologies from that. Number one. Number two, this new Nikon FZC, correct? When you see the ads, you see different colors, so you can get green ones and blue ones and stuff like that. You seen it? Okay. So my wife says, "Oh, I want this. I want it in white." Okay. So fine. Call the dealer up. Then he calls back and says, "Well, here's how it works. You order the FZC. They send you one that's in black. You open it up, pay for it, and you put it back and send it back to Singapore. And then they take it and they take the black covering off and replace it with a white covering and charge you $50 and send it back to you." I said, "What? That's the most convoluted pitch I ever heard. You want me to buy this thing and then send it back to you? You take it apart and put another jack, and then you want to charge me $50?
Yeah,
I don't get it."
I remember hearing about that, and I was like astonished. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
These guys are on glue sometimes, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that D850 thing, it created a ruckus because, you know, Nikon pulls this stuff sometimes. It's the only thing I got to say negative against them is that they could really stretch that truth. That 8K time lapse video, remember?
Yeah.
You remember that?
No, I absolutely remember it. That was over.
But it doesn't do it. It doesn't tell you that you got to buy an optional software program
to stitch it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they make it sound like it's hello. You just go to the menu and just turn it on. There you go, rock and roll, man.
Yeah. Marketing 101, except for Nikon's at marketing 001.
Nikon's good stuff, but sometimes they're really, they give you the old shebang on you.
Yeah. You see that kind of crap all that's
wait, John. We don't do shebang here because that's a Peter Hurley copyrighted.
Oh, is it?
he I don't know if he joked about it at one time, talking about how, or somebody said he copyrighted it. Just kidding. Go ahead, John. Sorry. That's his shtick. Shebang when he's taking photos, when he's doing portraits. T-Man, let me ask you a question. You're the disinterested party here. Am I too hard on Nikon?
So let me make sure is my audio okay?
Yep, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to piggyback off of the last conversation and say, I guess it's kind of on the side, but the ZFC, I am pleasantly surprised with the quality that I've been getting from that camera. Like, especially, I like to do vlogs. I like to do vlogs in my videos from time to time, and that 4K video quality, even with the kit lens, is pretty nice.
So what color did you get?
So
you can only get black in the United States.
Yeah.
So this is the one that Nikon sent me.
Well, okay. Now you go buy it in blue. See what happens, or pink. And tell me how much you charge it.
Hey, I don't have any issues at all with the ZFC. I think that was a fantastic idea, and I'm glad it's out of the way. But the timing on it was right. The timing of the Z30 is not right. Okay, so I can circle back on anything.
Chuck doesn't hold back. He's glad it's out
now
of the
it's
way.
out of the way.
So
I like the ZFC because it looks like an FM3.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yes,
the Z30 is not cool.
She wanted it in white.
But you know what? I hope, I have to hope Nikon does well with it. I have to, because
it was sold out. People went crazy.
Hey, Chuck, Unique Photo had like 20 of them in stock.
I've been checking B&H every day, and they're in stock.
Yeah, Unique Photo in Fairfield, New Jersey had about 20 of them in stock. While I was standing there talking to the Nikon rep, they sold 5 of them.
Oh, good.
And that was within the first hour after I got there, because I actually had the Nikon rep. His whole purpose at being Unique was to do firmware updates for Z users. So he was doing Z9s, C6s, 7s, 6.2s, 7.2s, what have you. But he had the camera out. People were walking up. Do you have the Z30? Yes, here it is. He showed the people I stood there and watched as 5 people bought them right then
No, that's
and there.
cool. I'm happy. You know what? I'm really happy, and that's great. My biggest issue with the Z30 is the timing. I want something else, and you know what? It's not just Chuck. Chuck's not the only one that's saying, you know, I really like to have a new full frame camera that actually does what the Z9 does. And I don't mean everything, but where is this tech? And everybody keeps telling me, well, wait, it took them 3 years to get. I don't care. It doesn't take 3 years now. They got it. All they have to do is put it in. Am I wrong? I'm simplifying the process. Yes, I know. But you know what? If they don't start now, and if people don't continue to talk about what they want, guess what? Whatever you want, whatever you're talking about right now, you need to be talking about it if you want it in the next 3 years.
You know what else he admitted?
And we don't do that enough. Go ahead.
I mentioned to him some of the comments that have been on this live stream over the past months, and one of which was that, for better or for worse, Nikon is viewed as an old person's, it's not cool like Sony is and stuff like that. He sort of admitted to that.
Yes, I hope so. It's obvious.
And I made the comment, I said, look, when I was growing up and I was in high school, and I graduated high school in 1971, for me, Nikon was an aspirational brand. And I told him, I said, I don't think Nikon has that same mythology to it. It's not an aspirational brand anymore.
Yeah.
I said, you're an optics company who sells cameras so you can sell your glass. And he said, well, we know that. I said, well,
you can't sell glass if you don't sell cameras. How about that
I said, yeah. And here's something else I told him. I said, you know what you need to do? You need to open up your system architecture to Tamron and to Sigma, excuse me, and to other third-party manufacturers so you can sell more cameras. Because you sell more cameras, you're going to sell more lenses.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul.
He sort of admitted to that too.
John's got a question for you, Paul. Go ahead.
No, hey, Paul. When I first saw a Nikon, my buddy was stationed in Cam Ranh Bay in Vietnam, and he got this beautiful Nikon FPX. You know, for you buy stuff in the PX those days, it was cheap. And when I saw that, I got it.
Man, there's
I missed about half of that.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Ronald has triggered me.
Well, I'm just going to say something about what Ronald's saying.
I'm just kidding, Ronald.
I remember that Seth made a comment that he's having trouble getting HDMI cables. Remember he had that line?
All right. So Canon says we're gonna build 2 more cameras and we're gonna announce them. Why? Because we have supply issues. That's why. Did that make sense? Did that statement make sense?
Well, I kind of shared that with Nikon yesterday.
Yeah.
And he says, look, everybody's got, I'm repeating what Ron says, everybody's got supply chain issues. And then I gave him the example of the automobile manufacturers.
All right. But we go ahead.
The automobile manufacturers are starting to clear their backlog of supply chain issues with it. The integrated circuit chips are concerned, right? So I said, okay, if the automobile manufacturers are doing that and people are still saying, don't buy a new car until 2023, I said, you haven't had a new camera come out since the end of 2021, other than the Z30.
Yeah.
I said, people are waiting for the logical successors, not to the Z9. They want a slightly detuned version of that, but they want successors to the Z6 II and the Z7 II, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you know what? Pass this to him too, or I hope he's in here because I think he's a good guy. At least if he's listening to all of us, then he's a good guy. And this is where Nikon needs to be listening. Not just Nikon, Canon, Sony, everybody needs to be listening to these live streams when it pertains to their brand or whatever, because they're seeing what the people want. And I know we're 2 years behind. I'm sorry. I should have kept my channel going 3 years ago, and then they would have got all this, and then we'd be getting the Z8 right now. Okay. Because I'd have been all over it. And that didn't happen. I'm just now, I've only got 6 months worth of rant about a Z8. And now I want to add to that the APS-C Pro body, because Canon did it. And I said, hey, you know what? Nikon's going to respond. Crickets. But we got the vlogging camera. Oh, we got that.
I like vlogging, Chuck.
I got the impression, Chuck, that you're going to see an APS-C Pro body before you see whatever the Z8
You're
is going
not.
to look
Hey,
like.
you know what? You're not making me feel better, Paul. You're not making me feel better. I think you're right, but it ain't making me feel better. But I do think you're right, and I think that we're going to see that probably this fall.
I think you will, and the fall or very
That
much
will,
closer
you
to
know what?
Christmas.
You know what? That will keep me from having an aneurysm, but I'm not so sure about the heart attack.
Hey, Chuck,
I like
Chuck,
that.
I'm sorry, I'm not an 18 series medic.
Yeah, man. No, and, okay. So let me stop for a minute with all my ranting and whatever, and just goofing around here. Nikon, if you are listening, look, I understand. I have to believe that the Z6 III, Z7 III were in heavy development when the Z9 came out. It had to be, because how old are they? Of course, we're looking. And you know what? All the people say, well, Nikon's typical camera updates are, you know what? Shut up. Don't want to hear you anymore. You're old. You're no longer. I just don't want to hear you anymore. Go away with your old ways. I'm old, and at least I understand that things change. All right, just go away.
Chuck, I'm really sorry, but I'm older than you.
Well,
I got 6 or 7.
Okay, yeah, you do, but we're old. Okay, how about that? We're old. And I don't want to hear these people telling me anymore about, based on 1962, Nikon did this and this is what you can expect. No. And I try to offer them things that where Nikon blew away their whole common way of announcing cameras and everything when we got the Z500. There you go. That's what we want, Nikon. When we got the D500 and D5 in the same announcement. That can't happen because that's not what Nikon does. Well, they did it, so shut up. I'm tired of hearing it. You know what? Let's look to the future and see what Nikon can. Let's actually goad them into doing what they should be doing. How about that?
JG is asking. He says, "I hear the complaints and don't disagree, but what content are you currently working on that requires a different camera than what you currently have?"
Oh,
and I'm just going to say, it's not like I need something different.
I love you, man. I love you. I don't need it. I want it.
Yeah, it's nothing. What's
the difference? The Nikon. Why is there any difference? Nikon don't care. They don't care. You can only buy it if you need it. Now justify it. No, that's not how things work. And I'm not picking on you, JG. I love this
tens
comment.
Of thousands.
Tens
of thousands of D850 users that haven't switched to mirrorless because they don't want to buy a Z9 and they want the Z7 III or the Z8. That's why it's got to happen. You got to get the D850 users to stay with the brand rather than get fed up and move to another brand.
Hey, JG,
eventually they will.
Hey, JG, I love your comment.
They will.
All right. I just want you to know, though, I'm all about it. I don't need anything. Okay. I've got 5 cameras. I'm using one right now because that's all I can use at one time. But I've got 5 and I want 6. I want a Z8.
I have
all right.
something to mention.
Or if I've got the designation wrong, maybe the Z7 III is going to be what I want the Z8 to be, and the Z8 is going to be something else. I don't know, but I want that camera. I don't need it. I want it. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with wanting. So I'm just, I don't have to justify my reasons for wanting anything and getting it. People are watching this, probably some people are watching this on a 4K 100-inch TV. They don't need it. I got a 19-inch or 20-inch screen in front of me, and I'm watching it. My point is that we get caught up in that all the time. And I can go over to Nikon Rumors and get all the financial counseling I could ever want on why, when I say I'm going to buy a Z9. Well, do you need it? Can you afford it? Oh, no, I can't. And I don't, I guess I don't need it. So maybe I won't. Shut up.
Hey, Chuck, here's an
Pedal
idea.
your nonsense somewhere else. Quit doing that to people. Don't shame me. Don't try to shame me because I don't need a Z9 and I'm buying one, or you're taking it from a pro. Well, you know what? Some of the pros I've seen, I probably need it more than they need it, if you want to justify it that way. Okay. And I'm not even good. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm ranting again.
Well, that's a 12 on a 10 count score, Chuck.
Yeah.
Hey, look, here's an idea. Maybe it's not altogether original or brilliant, but here's an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't we get? You had all kinds of other guests, including clowns like me. Somebody called me a clown, by the way. Whoever that was, you're quite welcome to do that.
There you go.
So here's my suggestion. Why don't we get somebody from Nikon on your channel one night, whether it's a Wednesday afternoon and we can do that 100 on a 10 scale. That's great, Jeffrey. Why don't we do that, Chuck? And I'll sponsor the guy.
I'm sorry.
So Chuck can't throw stuff at him. But we get somebody from Nikon here to disabuse everyone who watches this channel of our misconceptions. What do you think?
Okay. Well, look, first of all, tonight I identify as somebody from Brooklyn, since we can do that now. so I'm allowed to rant, get in your face, and still like you, because that's what Brooklyn folks do. They don't hate each other, but that's the way they talk to each other.
Yeah, but you don't know what they do when they hang up from your channel, Chuck.
Well, true enough. And I thought when I saw that New Jersey line, I said, oh man, Seth Miranda, for whatever, he got lost on YouTube and found me. And I happened to mention him, and he's now calling to tell me why I'm wrong and how he's going to come over and beat me upside the head with a Z9.
Instead of Nikon fanboys like Joe McNally and guys like that, who we all love tremendously anyway, get somebody from Nikon, either their marketing group in Melville on Long Island, or somebody to come here and basically say, we're sorry, Chuck. We disagree with you.
All right. So you know what?
Is that what they sound like?
You know what? Here we go. Hang on a second, because I'm glad you guys bring me down. You hit me with the volume or whatever comments. Chuck needs a cookie. Absolutely true. No doubt about it. Why is only Chuck talking? That's a good question. I'm going to fix that too. Thank you, John. All right. Too much ranting, not enough photography talk by Roy. Absolutely, Roy. I'm going to fix that.
Who said that?
That's Roy Bigsby. And
Roy, you're permanently barred.
Ronald Pollard, and this is where I get a lot of counseling, and he keeps me straight, Mr. Pollard. I urge you to open your mind, brother. Z30 is for another Democrat. See what I mean? You know what, Ron? And I'm not going to rant. I'm just going to say, you know what? It's the wrong time. That's all. That's all I'm going to say about it. Great camera. It's a wonderful camera. It's the best vlogging camera on the planet. Wrong time. That's all.
Ron is 100% on the mark with the Z30.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass my Luddite crown to you, Chuck.
Oh, I told you I had it before you even heard of it, man.
No, that's not possible, because I'm older than you, and I'm classically educated. I've been a Luddite since you were in E5 in the Ranger Battalion.
All right. Well, we're not going to.
I have to say something, because age has been brought up more than once. I just want to say, with the exception of me and teammate, it kind of smells like Insure up in here.
John Ishii here. Okay, next subject. I agree, John. All right. So
don't get hung up on that Z8 label either. By the way, don't get hung up on that.
Thanks for that. I don't care what it's called. It could be the ZZ top. I don't care.
Tell them to call it the Z Wade.
I just want the next iteration of the smaller and lightweight, because I'm getting old, lightweight Z or Z9 type camera to go with mine. Yeah. I want it. I don't need it. I want it. All right.
Look, everybody here agrees with you. We all want it. Yeah. I'm trying to calm you down so you don't have a stroke.
Well, you can't.
It ain't working. The stroke meter is high.
The only thing that's going to calm me down is one, to go in there because I'm shaking my leg like a dog, waiting to get out of the car and pee. And I
want to know what T-Med's been working on. That's what I want to hear.
All right, hang on a second. I'm gonna go do my thing. Get me some more coffee, by the way. Get me a donut or a cookie or a piece of fudge or something. I don't know. I need sugar to calm down. That's weird, isn't it? All right.
Do you have Krispy Kreme in Connecticut?
No, we do not. No, that's another reason to leave Connecticut. No Krispy Kreme, no sweet iced tea, no Waffle House. I mean, how can people live here? How do you people live in Connecticut?
Well, does the food
I
look
don't live in
British up there?
Connecticut.
Just like
Unfortunately, I
gray?
live in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, all kidding aside, I'm going to step away, get me a cup of coffee and a Xanax, as John said. All right. All right, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, don't let them rape the store while I'm away. All right. Hey, Paul, I love you, man, but I'm getting ready to cut you off because I got to go pee. All right.
All right, I want to say one more thing before you drain the dragon.
All right. It better be short or it's going to be half of what you have to say.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If we ever meet up again at B&H and we go across the street to the Twins Irish Pub,
Yep.
the first round, anybody who shows up is on me.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. And we're going to do that again soon. All right, brother. Thanks for calling. You got us all fired up. Not me.
Well,
I'm as calm as a...
Okay. Well, I can hold the line if you want me to keep everybody awake.
No, I'm gonna break it so somebody else can call in and tell me why I'm wrong. I like that.
All right, one of you guys call in and tell him he's wrong.
All right. Hey, thanks,
all right,
Paul.
I'll see you all later.
I love it, and thanks for the info. It's nice to hear. It kind of keeps us all going.
Yeah, I'll send you the bill, Chuck.
No problem, man. No problem. I'm moving anyway with no forwarding address. All right, brother.
All right. Good night, everybody. I'll continue to watch and be in the chat room.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you, Paul.
All right, man. That was fun, actually. And I'm sorry for all the ranting. I'm sorry, Roy. I love you, man. Get in here and chat. Tell us what we got to talk about. All right. The ball's in your hand there, Mr. Jeffrey. Take off. T-Mid,
All right.
tell me all about what
Mr. T-Mid, since I don't get to see you that often, once in a great while you show up on the channel. So I want to give you your moment in the sun. Well, of course, it's dark out here where I am. What you been up to? What are you working on? What's your latest project?
My latest project. Well, my main thing is shooting models. So that kind of been going shaky. You book about 4 models and then 3 of them flake. So that's been my recent. So actually today I did a live stream photo shoot, and it was with a model, and that was interesting because this model I worked with before, but she's actually a photographer, and so she does more so natural light photography. And I was going to show her how to do flash, but she decided to be my model for today, and she also shoots Nikon, so that is great. Now the thing is that I met her like a year ago. She uses the Nikon D750 still. And she says she loves it and doesn't plan on switching at any time, which I thought was pretty interesting. So that's the most recent thing that I had going. But I actually have another project going on. I made a video about using where I built my own camera with Raspberry Pi as the main base, and then I had got this. Actually, here it is right here. And then I bought this 35 mil lens and programmed it and everything, and took some portraits with this. But now what I'm actually going to do is adapt it to mount to my 70 to 200 Nikon lens and try to get some shots of some actual animals. Now I have the manual focus, so it's going to be a little tricky with that. But I want to just see what I can get.
You're going to be going back to the old pre-focus days with the animals.
Exactly. So I always try to switch it up a little bit, do something different here and there.
So do you not when you said that some of the models kind of freaked out or whatever? Do you anticipate that? I mean, in the sense, do you like maybe overbook, knowing that some people are gonna just not work out and kind of leave, or how do you handle that?
Yeah. So most of the time, when I first started my channel, it was pretty bad because I didn't have any content, and also I wasn't equipped with knowing what was content. So as I kind of grew my channel and got more knowledgeable about content, I learned how to make content out of anything. So now when it comes to models flaking, it's not as detrimental because at first the models were the content, right? So when they would flake, it's like, I don't have any video to put out. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? But now, since I've learned to make content out of anything, when they flake, it's like, okay, I pretty much 75% knew that was going to happen. And I kind of either have a backup or I have another plan in terms of creating content.
Yeah, Jeff, just to add to that, if you do enough portraits, or like not just like family photos, but like of like individuals with like some kind of theme or some kind of plan, you'll learn really, really quick that models are some of the most unreliable people like on the planet. I do the exact same thing. I usually, like, if I'm going to shoot all weekend, I'll reach out to like 6 or 7 people, and what I'll do is I'll do them at different time slots, just in case they all pull through. They never have, but you know, but just in case, I'll book 4, 5, 6 in a weekend, and maybe one of them, doesn't go out the night before and get absolutely hammered and oversleep, or like, I feel sick. I'm like, you went out and partied last night, didn't you? Yes. Okay, you're not sick, you're hungover.
Yeah.
But you just kind of get used to it, and you learn to kind of work with it. We actually,
that's like trying to get someone to cut your lawn down south that actually will show up to do it.
Yeah, we were supposed to. I was supposed to do a. It was a really high-end BMW. It was like a car and model shoot, and so it was a male model and a local male and a local female model. And then this morning, apparently the guy that was like that they were talking to, the models were talking to, it's like his girlfriend was it was her car. She was never down for the idea of having people model with her extremely high-end BMW. And so that fell through this morning, and that's why I did the anime intro video instead. So I was like, well, I have nothing else planned today, so I'll just do something at home.
So if you're having a good week, you just put a few things aside, like if it's for content on YouTube or something. If you have a good week and you do a few extra videos than you normally do, kind of like put them to the side and have them there to use when you have a bad week.
Well, actually, you know what I've started doing, and it's working so far. As far as like YouTube goes, like all of the photo shoots that's pretty much what I'm putting out now. That's almost everything that's backlogged. I've started kind of working it into the contract where my payment is I get to do YouTube content out of this, right? And so you don't owe me any money, but I'm also not shooting something I don't want to shoot. So I'm not doing like family photos or anything. I'm only doing what I want to do. So if you want to work with me, like, you don't owe me any money. I just, I get to do it on my YouTube, right? You sign it. And if for whatever, and it hasn't happened yet, but if somebody like changes their mind, it's like, I don't want that to be on YouTube. It's now in my contract that, well, now you owe me my regular rate, because I don't have, this is how I make money now. The little bit of YouTube revenue is what I make. And so that's what I've started doing now. It's like, I'm not going to put something up if you don't want it up, but I need to get paid still because gas is $4.15 or whatever the heck it is,
Well, they're still getting. I'm assuming that they're still getting prints or something from you out of the deal as well, right?
They get everything. They get free use of whatever they want to do if they want to. My rule is if they want to use anything that I do on their more adult-oriented subscription sites, I don't want my name attached to it because I don't shoot that kind of stuff it's not in my portfolio. But they can do whatever they want. They can use it, talk about it, whatever. If they want some prints, yeah, I'll do some prints for them. But it's mostly like themed stuff, and people don't want to print like a mermaid shoot or whatever. They just want it on their phone, But Yeah, I'll work with them on that, and I also allow them to like, let's say I do like a bodyscape shoot, and they happen to have one of the subscription-based websites. They have permission to use that commercially to make money, and I just do my YouTube thing. As long as I get to do my YouTube thing, whatever you want to do with them, it's all you. Because I'm not shooting stuff for like magazines or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yes, Vahography, exactly. I probably pulled nine grand just in OF, that subscription site, in 2020. It was a the C word was a really, really good time. People sitting at home, they were subscribing, and I was making tons of money doing the shoots. People stuck at home is great for that industry.
So I seen Charles had a question, and I'm going to see if I can share my screen really quick. He was asking, when I work with a model that is also a photographer. Let's see. Do I actually sit down and look at the settings with them? It's actually interesting because we actually looked at poses beforehand, and most of the time, I believe as photographers, most people don't like to be in front of the camera. So that is kind of the deal with her as well. She's like, I'm only going to do this because it's you. So we looked at different poses that we could do, and sat down and looked. Now I had a few different looks that I had tried out. One was shooting with hard light, because I rarely shoot at hard light, and then also shooting at a greater depth of field because I wanted to get some beauty shots. So I really wanted to get that detail in the skin, and then also shooting with a traditional beauty dish with the reflector underneath to fill in those shadows. And so we got a couple of different looks, and she was happy with them. So that will be soon to come. So yeah, it is kind of a process, especially getting the poses down. Now it was funny because she's directing other models before, so I was just thinking like, okay, she's gonna have something in the back of the head, but it's kind of like when you have something to say and then somebody put the spotlight on you and you forget, She's like, yeah, I can't remember the poses. So we just put some poses to the side and went through.
Now, do you guys end up going through, do you look for people that maybe don't have much modeling experience, or do you go through a model agency and are you looking for a specific theme or people that are used to posing for what you tend to shoot, or how do you go about it?
So most of the time, all right, I'm gonna be honest. When I first started, I was looking for anything walking. If it had two legs, I was shooting it. If it could have been an iguana walking on four legs, it was gonna be my model for that shoot. Because when I first started my channel, and that's the beautiful thing about YouTube that I absolutely love, is like you can definitely see your growth throughout the years of me having the channel. And so when I first started, I didn't have a portfolio, as most people don't. And so I couldn't really get any, I guess, good quality models. So I was taking what I could get. And now I've gotten to the point where I can be picky in a sense, but even if I look for certain things, I might still take photos of someone, and if the content ever slows down, I got something in the backlog.
Yeah, for me, I work. We don't have a lot of like quote unquote like professional models in this area, but we don't like people that are like with agencies. But we have a lot of people that have done a lot of modeling outside of an agency, and I've worked with them. I've also done a lot of like brand new models. And actually, this for anybody that's in chat, if you don't have a portfolio that you can send somebody, you need to, because you would be amazed how many like brand new models that have never modeled before, they come in with like a lot of confidence, and you don't have as often that awkwardness of like the first time that like a model works with a photographer. A lot of that awkwardness is kind of suppressed whenever you have a really good portfolio for them to look at, and they just show up like ready to go. It's like, I've never done this before, and they trust your instruction on their posing, and it's just good. Like, I've had a lot of people, like people that have never modeled anything, period, that, you know, like I send them my portfolio not knowing what they want to shoot, and they like instantly like sign up for like a bodyscape, you know, the first time they've ever modeled.
All right,
And so,
all right. Let's jump to the real deal here. You know, we got model mayhem, you know, out there, but answer me this, Mr. T-Mid. Is Instagram the best opportunity to find models? Because it seems like Instagram is where it's at. Everybody's always asking if they see a model, what's your Instagram? Is that because they're going to go hit them up to do a shoot?
Well, listen, let me raise your temperature really quick, because
No.
let me, you know that when you did that photo sharing bit on your channel, and I showed a portrait of it was a Latin model.
Yep.
I actually found her through Instagram.
Okay.
And that is how I find 95% of my models. Sometimes when I'm out and about in DC, I might see somebody, and I will walk up to them and introduce myself and do it that way. And I actually like that a little bit more, because they can kind of get a sense of the person that I am, and it's kind of like a first meet and greet. So it's less of a flake. That's been my experience. When I've like met them off the street, they have flake less than through Instagram.
Okay, so explain for all us old people, flake.
Oh yeah, so flaking is
That's dandruff flakes.
Yeah, so flaking is definitely when the model agrees to meet at a certain date and time to do a photo shoot, and then they either ghost you and don't answer your messages back, don't text you back, and then text you back the next day like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I had a dentist appointment I forgot about."
You know, I knew that, but I just wanted to make sure everybody else did, T-Med, because I've seen several of you guys talk about the fact that somebody flaked or whatever, or, you know, it's happened 2 or 3 times with the same person, and it's like, nope, that's it, I'm done.
You get one reschedule with me. That's it. Like if somebody flakes out, they're like, "Hey, this came up," because like I'm not going to call you a liar, but you know, if they're like, "Can we do it on this day?" If it's open, I'll give it to you. If you don't make that one, then we're done. You can find somebody else and pay them to do it. You know.
Yeah. There you go, T-Med.
T-Med, are you close to right? Is he making a comeback to YouTube? Man, we had a long conversation. He's probably like an hour flight away from me. And ironically, I have some stuff lined up, so I'm going to be in Kentucky next week, and I got some models out there that I'm doing a couple of shoots with. Which Kentucky isn't too far from Ohio, so I think you'll be surprised. This is what I'll say. I'll say for Ryan Choi, I think you will be surprised of the next video that we'll be dropping.
Setting us up or setting him up?
I think it'll definitely be for the Nikon community.
Okay.
So I think you'll like that for sure.
Hey, David, I guess you got to go, man. Hey, thanks for dropping in. John, I know you just said you got to go too. Thanks for being in here, John. Appreciate it. I'm glad one good thing came out of this. I think we identified the issue with the audio, so we should be good to go there now. And that's always good. And tell
Yeah.
Miss Diana, thank you very much for helping. I heard her in there helping too. You have a wonderful wife, man. I really appreciate her helping you out, and I love her photography, and I keep watching everything she's posting on Instagram. So,
Oh man, her Instagram is like my new favorite.
yep.
Oh, thanks. She's got a master's in IT, so she figured it out. VPN.
Brother, I'd be leaning on that heavy. I gotta tell you, I don't care how many favors I'd have to do to get that help, but I'd be on that,
Chuck doesn't
Anyway,
want to call you stupid, John. He just wants you to lean on her heavy. That's all.
So anyway, I'm gonna prepare dinner for tonight. I'm gonna have tater tot casseroles.
Google it.
All right, buddy. All right,
Take care, buddy.
Have a good one.
That's pretty interesting, though. I know we talk about this a lot, and sometimes, a lot of people ask me the same question, but that's why I think Chuck has a great platform in terms of having the live stream business, because really the motivation to keep creating the content is really, really gruesome, and as a viewer, you probably don't think about all the hours that people put in to make the content, especially like when somebody's consistently dropping videos for you to consume,
Oh, absolutely. I don't know how you guys do it. Vahagan does it. And I mean, Z Wade up there, he's just dropping them like, a couple a day. Of course, they're not any good, but it takes math.
They're just cartoons.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna step away real quick. I've got a nice package, express large commercial pack of Ben Gay that I've got to package up and mail to you real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, brother. All right. Oh man. Oh. Yeah. Thanks, Paul. I'm gonna throw it up there, just because it's only the best if it is the best, because you guys make it the best. All I do on here, you guys were talking about what have you created lately? I really don't have anything to add to that other than maybe mayhem. That's all I create.
You created like this community of people, right? This is where this awesome group of people like come together. Not the content creators, but like the chat guys, the subscribers.
Well,
it's a beautiful thing.
I definitely appreciate it. I have a good time, as you guys know. And as long as I keep having a good time, I'm just going to keep doing it. So you guys got to put up with me. How about that?
I got mad respect because like I'm afraid. Even the T-Mid does this too. T-Mid, he live streams his photo shoots. Yeah. And that's taken it even further into a scary territory for me, because I don't know, like I never know what's going to happen at my shoots. Like I maintain a particular language, but like sometimes the models are just like over comfortable and they say some things that I would never dare say during a shoot, because my reputation is pending here. And so I just don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if, something is going to slip, wardrobe malfunction, and I don't want to I already have one warning on my channel. I don't need the next one demonetized.
Vahagan and I have talked about that. A lot of people don't want to come on live because they have they're different on their videos than they are in life. One of those things. It's just not their cup of tea, and they're afraid of what they're going to say, because it's here forever. Once you say it, you can't just go back and edit. It's there.
Yeah.
And so live streaming is something you got to be careful what you say, unless you're like me and you don't care. But that's just what I'm saying. I say that, but I don't mean that.
You know what's really crazy, Chuck? I have the cleanest mouth on this live stream now.
Yeah, and I'm so happy about that. I think it's great, and I've noticed the change in your videos too, brother.
He used Listermint today. That's all.
I am proud of you. I am proud of you. You'll get more ad whatever.
Well, no, because
revenue it opens up more ads.
Actually, the difference between censoring or not censoring or having no cursing at all is the same ad category. But if you drop F-bombs, then it knocks you down to less potential to have good ads. But you can actually use the tame curse words, censored or uncensored, to a certain extent. I just decided not to. I just stopped doing it altogether.
Yeah, man, you had a basket full of them F-bombs, though.
I did at one point.
They were on sale that week. They were on
You know
sale
what?
that week.
It's off topic, but I was, look, where I come from, man, as far as what I've done in my life, that was just common language. And
Yeah.
I actually
Same.
did that one time around my mom, and my mom looked at me like, where's my son? Where did you go? Because that's what you do. You try not to, say that around your mom, but it was so common. Anyway, once I decided I wasn't going to do it anymore, man, that was it. It just aggravated me if I had made a mistake and said something. But anyway, I'm proud of you, Z. I'm proud of you, man.
Go ahead, Jeff.
That's when your mom would say to you, "I'm going to get out the bar of soap."
Well, my mom was never that hard on it once we were like adults. But now my grandma does not play the F-bombs. But for me, it was hard. Like my dad was a mechanic, and I was hanging around his shop, and auto mechanics have horrible mouths. But it never got bad until I went and worked for him for 6 months working on cars. Nothing will turn your mouth into the mouth of a sailor like working on a car. And now I work in a shop, and so shop talk is like what I'm around every day, So it's been hard to break,
This one's for you, Zach.
I don't know what an odal is.
The 2.1 firmware rant had a lot of F-bombs in it.
Oh yeah, well that I was really ticked off.
I understand. There are certain things.
Now, did you ever?
Nothing sets me off.
Did you ever try to reload it?
I haven't tried it yet, but this is officially the time frame that I set to see if anybody else was going to have complaints, and nobody has, and so I'll try it again.
There was a comment in here on the chat that I was kind of thinking about that same thing the other day. I'd always had followed Bayou Josh, and I hadn't seen anything from him in quite a while. And I know you've actually talked to him, Chuck, once in a while. I was wondering if everything's okay with him, or he's just taking a break.
I have not, but you know what? I am going to probably send him an email and just find out, make sure everything's okay.
He posted 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. But I mean, look, he was Johnny on the spot every week, and then all of a sudden, without saying, "Hey, I'm taking a break," he just disappears. So yeah, I'm going to send him an email and just make sure everything's okay. Not that I can do anything unless there's something I can do. That's good English.
Yeah, I mean, I don't happen to have his email, or I would have contacted him myself. But
it's interesting.
I just wanted to make sure he was just chilling or going on vacation or a trip or something, and just walking away for a little bit, because it can overwhelm you pretty quickly.
Go ahead, T-Mid.
I was gonna say it's interesting that you really don't think or realize how much you enjoy your channel until that person stops creating the content, as frequently as they do. When it's almost like when they stop doing it as frequent, you cherish it a little bit more. Like, oh man, I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
And you kind of know when they're not making it anymore, because you're like, oh man, I haven't seen that in a while.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, I mean, that's at least, Ron Troy came in and told everybody, okay, look, I'm taking a break and here's why. And that's very understandable. I understand exactly what he's doing. You got a family, and you brought this up a few minutes ago, T-Mid. You got a family, and, you got to feed the family. So, you're talking about a job, then taking care of the family and spending time with the family. And this can overwhelm you, meaning it takes so much time away from your life.
Right.
Not all families are going to be as understanding or whatever. And it's hard to guard it's hard to guard that. And, that's part of what Stu Blue did. He had to take a break because once you get caught up in it, you want to do more and more and more. And you know what? If you can, that's great. But man, there's that chance that if it's not your full time job and you're trying to orchestrate this with everything else going on in life, it can get overwhelming and you become obsessed with it and selfish with it. So,
Yep.
T-Mid, you're not married, and that definitely helps. You got to
Yeah.
admit, because you don't owe the family your attention.
Yeah. But on that same note, like with relationships, it definitely is a thing because like when I first started my channel, um, just trying to get it started, I'm like really trying to create video after video after video. And I
Right.
didn't have a process at that point. I was just kind of everywhere. And when you first getting started up, it takes you even longer to make videos until you get it down to a science. So,
Yeah,
you
tell me
know,
about it.
before, I wouldn't be in the computer room. And then when I started YouTube, it's like 8 hours ago by and I don't even know.
No,
Yep.
you're right. It's worse than gaming because it just
Yeah,
captures you.
Yeah.
Because one, you're looking at content on YouTube because that's part of the inspiration and to
exactly.
know what's relevant and what's going on. Or in a live stream, even for what I do, I try to keep up with all the because I'm constantly asked, "Did you see such and such video or so and so's video or whatever?" And you really want to say, "Yeah, I've seen that," or
Seen
be
that.
able to
Yeah.
talk about it. But I have the I'm not an expert in anything, so I can always claim ignorance. But I still want to say I actually looked at it or whatever when people ask. So yeah, I mean, it's just it is very time consuming. It really is, and I understand when people say I got to take a break. You may not understand that as a viewer if you've never done this, but once
Yeah.
you do this, you'll understand real quick how much time it takes away from everything else you do in life. I
Yep.
am I have the exception. My wife is actually telling me I need to do more videos. Instead of you need to back off, it's no, you need to do more videos. and I applaud her for it. She's definitely always there for me. So yeah. But yeah, it does. It takes so much away from the rest of life because life is full of so many things, not just family, work, or whatever, but it just takes a lot away from you, which is why you guys are the greatest. You're here on a Saturday night. And how many people are saying, you know what, I don't want to go anywhere tonight. I want to go watch this fool make a fool of himself on YouTube. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, seriously. And thanks to
That's
you
the
for
beautiful
jumping in here
thing.
tonight.
That's the beautiful thing, honestly, because Chuck, I definitely have had a video on cue that I could have been like,
I
yeah,
guarantee.
I need to edit and get this out. But
Hmm.
sometimes it's good to take a break from that stuff also.
Yeah, man, and I really appreciate you being in here. I mean, you've got something to add to the chat. You bring a lot with you too, and people want to ask questions, and that's what this is all about. So I need to shut up so people can ask those questions and get answers.
Yeah, I just wanna raise your blood pressure a little bit. Because I think Ronald been making some great points in terms of that Z30. I
Oh yeah, here we
definitely
go.
understand. The point in terms of timing for the professionals. Because you better believe I want the Z8. Like
Yeah,
not that I need it. Like you said, I just want the Z8, right? Um, but that Z30, when you start talking about how platforms are changing when it comes to like TikTok and Instagram, like TikTok, I got a young niece, and TikTok is right in her generation, and they just pick up that phone and just go all day, right? And she likes to vlog. So what does she want? That nice compact vlogging camera. So
yep,
I know that they are definitely trying to grab that young audience and swing them in. Whereas, Sony, I use their vlogging camera, the Sony ZV-E10, and then Canon has like the G7 or whatever it might be. So I definitely could see what they are doing. When I talk to Nikon at WPPI, which is another reason why I feel like WPPI is a must, and Create NYC. I have a good relationship with the rep at Nikon, which is how I got into them sending me products to try out. And
Yeah.
so he told me that they are going to be at Create NYC, and so I'm supposed to meet Nikon up there and talk about some things. So that's going to be a interesting talk. But that's why I think it's important for people to go out and talk to them. I had this same exact conversation with them at WPPI in Las Vegas, which, you know, I kind of put everything on the table. And it was even better because I had someone that shoots Canon with me saying the same thing that I was saying from a Nikon perspective.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just had to put it all out on the table, which we all hear inside this chat, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Daw brings up a great point here. And if you haven't done this, if you haven't been on YouTube, and whether you're doing videos or live streams or whatever it is, man, you can get some hate mail. I'm gonna tell you right now, you can get some hate mail. I've been fortunate. I'm not saying anybody sent me hate mail, but I've definitely had a few emails that were like, really, you know, and you got to guard yourself against that. If you're very sensitive or thin skinned, man, that can really get
Man,
to you. So I know
take you out.
everybody here. Well, maybe not you, Jeff, because you're such a nice guy, man. I don't know how they could send you anything negative. It's impossible.
Well,
But
I'm very sensitive, you know. I used to have hair down halfway down my back, but every time I
yeah,
get upset, I'd lose a few hairs. So look what happened.
I'm going
yeah,
to send you
upset a
something
lot.
nasty now.
Well, yeah, the hairs will disappear from somewhere else. Armpit hairs will go away or something.
yeah. But I mean, you know, that's the other side of this too, you know. And supposedly that was part of what happened with the guy over at Canon Rumors. I mean, you know, and again, I'm in trouble. Hang on a second.
That might be Seth calling.
It's Jared Pullen.
Just a second. I want everybody to hear you. This is Mark Weston. He's out in Texas. Yes, sir. Mark, go ahead.
You should have a disclaimer that says up there on your screen, professional ranter, do not do this on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I am passionate, but you know, at times it's just fun to rant.
Well, I think the rest of your panel should be holding up writing scorecards. So it'll be a jury, you know.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
And there'll be
Absolutely.
someone, you know,
Well, you know what?
and
I,
if someone
I, I get that in the form of emails that tell me things like your live stream's too long.
well, it's better than too short.
Honestly, I don't know how to answer that. You know, I just say, you know, well, you know, you can actually go, you know, you can leave anytime you want. Isn't there a song like that? Or no, that's Hotel California. You can't leave or whatever it is.
Well, there's another song that says, I get along well without you.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah. You know, and here's the thing. And let me ask you or I'll ask the audience this, and we'll participate since you brought this up. Do you ever worry about how you answer some of the hate mail, if you answer it, or do you just ignore it all?
Well, if it's an idiot, there's no, you know, it's a losing battle.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but you know, what do you, T-Mid, have you answered those, or do you just ignore it?
So
I try to stay out of so far that you know, I'm almost invisible on the net.
Oh, yeah. Well, hang on a second. T-Mid's going to answer this question for us here.
Yeah, I've had some interesting encounters, especially like one of the worst ones, you know, F-bond, stupid, MF, and you know what I mean? Like all of this in the comments. And it was to the point where, this was probably when I was first starting out. So I wasn't expecting to receive all of this.
Right.
And that was to the point where I had to like block that person from the channel.
Yeah.
So, but the other ones, sometimes I will answer sarcastically. But as I have grown as a nice human being, I'll take the criticism as thank you. I'll try to do better next time. Because sometimes it's no pleasing anybody,
Yeah. So Vahagan says check your health comments for review tab. I
Jeff,
actually do that, Vahagan. I check that constantly.
weirdly enough,
you know what?
Jeff
Go
always
ahead.
ends up in my held for review, and I don't know why. Every time
Jeff?
selective imagery is in my held for review. I don't know why.
I don't ever say bad things about you.
I know.
Hey, I just want to say this to the chat, guys. I know that we've kind of gone off on a different tangent, talking about YouTube and creating and videos and everything. But you know what? A whole lot of people that are in here, obviously Vahagan, obviously T-Mid, obviously Z-Wade, obviously Jeff. I mean, I'm not a creator. I just get on here and create mayhem, or just let you guys create mayhem. But I think these are questions a lot of people in the audience probably have, and really don't get a chance to hear so many different takes on these things. So I want to play with this just for a few minutes more. If you guys will, let us get away with this. And if anybody's got any questions about, what goes on behind the scenes in YouTube creators, drop them in the chat or call in. So with that said, guys, hang on just a minute. Mark, what did you call for? I kind of put you on hold there.
Commentary, just saying some things go on the show tonight. That I'm fond of saying that I don't mind debating someone that's intelligent, but it's my observation has been that stupidity knows no bounds.
Oh, true. And you know what? YouTube really brings out stupidity in some people. It really does, or ignorance. Just ignorance.
And you talk about your language and everything. There was an audio roundup here in Austin, Texas, this weekend, just concluded, and it was put on by Emotiva, and it was with another company that's partly in California, partly in Texas. And I don't know how you can get around it. The name of the company is spelled SCHITT. And they have a book out like, you know what happened.
That's another thing, and that's a whole other topic that I really don't want to go into. But there's always this opportunity to try to find a way to be creative and use, curse words or whatever in advertising and everything. And and I'm not going to be one of those people that says, I'm going to go on strike. I'm not going to buy this product or whatever. But they
make very good audio equipment.
Well, there you go.
Well, they even had a television show
about it.
using that.
Yeah.
Remember, they had that television
But
show.
Things like that happen.
Such a creek that was good.
I'm sitting here with my big K 32-inch monitor, my Mac Ultra M1 Studio computer.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get my system back together after this disastrous fire I had.
Oh, that's terrible.
I lost not only Nikon Z lenses, I lost Leica lenses.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it was.
Omar's going to call if you trash Leica. Omar's going to call.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He's talking about Omar. Talking about I say Leica. You say, or I don't know how you say it. Leica or Leica.
Leica.
Yeah. I don't know.
You got to like a Leica.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's some of the best glass you can lay your hands on the planet. And there was some guy that actually tested between that and a GFX Fuji 100 count. Not the formats, but the color.
Yeah.
And the Leica edged out the Fuji. Just very, but it did.
Okay.
So, it's another maxim I have is perfection is very expensive to achieve.
Yo, absolutely, absolutely. All right, I'm gonna. Hey, Mark, if you don't mind, you guys have anything for Mark, or Mark, you have any questions? I'm gonna move on because I'm kind of want to get through the YouTube thing here with everybody, and then get back to cameras. I've got a whole different chat going on in the chat room over here, which is good.
Is it a brawl?
No, not at all. I mean, it's just the typical. Everybody talking about cameras and stuff. So I want to kind of get back to that over here, but I want to finish up this YouTube and creators thing.
Next model's going to be.
Yeah.
It'll never be outdated.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, but thanks for calling in, Mark. Always good to hear from you. Glad to know you're hanging in down there. You good to go? Everything good?
Well, they think it'll be finished by the end of August, but I don't think so. But it depends what the code inspection team dream up.
Well, then forget about it. They're not going to make the deadline because that's always the showstopper, right?
Oh yes, it is,
Yeah.
and it's holding everything up, and we're fighting with electrical right now. So here we go.
All right. Well, we were fighting with the audio earlier, so we're in the fight with you.
All right. Well, have fun.
All right,
I mean,
buddy. All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for calling in, man.
I'm just gonna make a quick comment that my wife works full time. She took her job with her when we moved down here. I wasn't able to do that. I worked in manufacturing and in the aerospace industry, and isn't something that I could take with me. So I'm retired. And due to that fact, I do have the freedom right now to go and take pictures as often as I can and help have some content, get content for my channel and whatnot. But,
right.
When the point in time comes when she chooses to retire, then I will be throttling everything back quite a bit because, right now she doesn't care because she's working anyway. So, and then when it comes to, coming on Chuck's show and whatnot, she's very,
she must hate me.
She's very nice about that. And, she's supporting me, and she's
okay.
And my kids laugh at me. My kids can't believe that I'm doing anything on YouTube, that I'm actually talking on somebody's show, and they think I had a Vulcan mind meld event or something. They can't figure out what happened to Dad. So
look at Dad's on YouTube.
I guess that a bike fell off the shelf and hit me in the head one day or something. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm having a great time. But at some point, I'm going to throttle back too. I mean, I think people will get tired of seeing. Unfortunately, I mean, I wish I planned better for retirement or whatever and had a lot more money laying around, because I mean, I have all these dreams of all these places I'd like to shoot at and don't have the money to go do it. And eventually, people will get tired of seeing the same birds all the time. Hey, the whole idea of my channel was to get people off their behinds, get them out there shooting, irregardless of what kind of genre they want to, what they're interested in, just get out there and do something instead of sitting at home on the couch.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like I said, but you didn't answer my question, you didn't answer my comment. You just said she supports me when I said she must hate me.
No, she doesn't hate you at all.
It was a pleasant way to beat around the bush.
No, she's very, well, I think she got embarrassed when you said, "Oh, that's Mrs. Jeff," that one night when her head she went to check on the dog underneath the computer desk here, and you caught her and you said, "Oh, hi, Mrs. Jeff," and she got a little embarrassed, I think. But I said, "Well, he could have called you a lot worse," so I take that.
Well, of course, of course, I wouldn't do that. Of course. Oh man.
But no, she's good about it. She just when your show's around, she just says, what time did it end last night? I go, whatever,
So I so my wife, here's my wife, because now I've got a lot of people that call me and they want to ask this or talk about that or whatever. Anyway, phone rings. She goes, "Is that your boyfriend?" When did you become so popular? I said, "I don't know." Oh,
Yeah, Jeff. So I think too, to your statement, the beautiful thing that I love about YouTube is that you are creating your community, right? So at first, they probably are coming for the content, right? But over time, they start to really genuinely enjoy you as the person. So I feel like no matter what content you are shooting, like as long as you are there and you're being authentic, then I feel like your community is going to kind of vibe with you.
Well, they would. I tell you, the people that are. I mean, I feel blessed. I don't take anything for. I mean, for the one person watching anything I do, to me is a treat. That any one person feels that what I do is worth taking time away out of their life to come and watch anything I do. So I mean, I look at everybody that goes to my channel or whatever as really a blessing, and I don't take it for granted at all. And they would have laughed their butts off today because I spent a good part of today struggling with I bought one of those Crane 2S 3-axis handheld
Oh yeah, I
motorized
need one of
gimbals,
those.
and I'm trying to figure out how to use it. Oh man.
Send it to me. I'll show you in the video.
I mean, well, I got it working.
And send that MacBook M1 to me, and I'll show you how to use it too.
Man, I got it working. I got it working. But you know what? Stupid me. I'm like, wow, it says it'll handle 7 pounds. So I put my Z9 on there with the 500 PF, and I say, well, that's less than 7 pounds.
Front heavy.
You can't balance that out. So now I got the 24-70 F mount with the FTZ adapter on there, and I was fooling around with that for an hour, in the house or standing out on the porch filming my neighbor's houses. They probably think I'm some kind of pervert or whatever. And,
well, I told you the story. I'm back here. I got this waterfowl refuge, and it freezes over in the wintertime. And I'm back there, and the guy up the way comes walking down the pond, and he says, "Hey, how are you?" Or I say, "Hey, how are you?" Because he didn't speak to me. He said, "I'm fine. What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I come back here and I shoot ducks." He goes, "Oh, you can't do that here." I said, "No, I photograph ducks. I don't shoot ducks."
Hey Jeff, all you need for that crane now, right? You since you can't put the Z9 with the 500 on there, now all you need, perfect timing, see Chuck, is to put the Z30 right on there. You'll be perfect.
You know what? I'm going to get a Z30 now.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, it's. I mean, I got it working good with the 24-70. But everybody's gonna send hate mail to me now. You can't hold that thing for a long period of time because even the crane itself is made like a tank. I mean, it's not a light piece of gear. And you throw the Z9 on there with a lens, and you're holding it like you're holding up a broom or something. And after a while, your arms get tired.
Yeah.
So I got to get used to it and fool around with it more tomorrow if it doesn't rain. But it definitely once you balance it right before you run the algorithm on it or whatever for it to go through its cycle, it's pretty darn impressive. But I'm gonna have to get that extra handle on there, so I have another grab.
Oh yeah, that handle right there is essential. I love that.
Now they got 2 handles. Which one do you recommend? They got the see if I wrote it down somewhere here. They had
because I'm thinking, are you just doing kind of like B-roll for your channel, or do you plan on actually putting like a field monitor on there and getting like a whole rig?
No, I want to use it for, like, I was gonna go and I want to try to walk the beach. I got to do a 1.4 mile walk on the beach to an area where there might be some baby birds. So what I wanted to do was photograph my journey to the location and then take it off the gimbal and then do some photography of the birds and kind of put it together in a video. But I can't see myself. I certainly won't be holding that thing for 1.4 miles on the beach.
Everybody's getting the gimbals out.
Yeah, it looks like I froze up here. I don't know.
Do you have a drone?
No, I don't have a drone.
I can still see you moving.
Okay.
I was gonna say you can have the drone follow you for your 1.4 mile walk.
Yeah, so until your channel gets monetized, then you risk a $30,000 fine.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Jeff, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no secret to balancing a gimbal. It's just, you just keep playing with it.
Oh, yeah.
And I've balanced the D5 with the 24-70 on my Ronin S here. Yeah. Now, carry it around like you said. Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, you're going to hold it like this. I'm not going to hold it like this and walk 1.4 miles.
Well, but that's not what it's made for. It's actually made for takes where you want the gimbal used. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out though, dude. On this gimbal that I have here, it's got this handle here, right? But the actual controls are on the back of this arm, so you can carry it like that. And it's got your directional thing on it. And this thing, like, I could put the ZFC on it for B-roll. And
you just had to say that, didn't you?
But,
the ZFC.
You didn't say the Z6 you had to say.
The reason I said the ZFC is because with the Z6 II, if I put like a 24-70 on it, if I carry it down here, if I tilt it too far forward, it starts going like like that. But anyway, this thing is cool because I could put the ZFC on it out in the field doing B-roll, and if I double click the trigger, it actually flips into selfie mode to where I can like hold it out, do that, and then double click it again, and it whips around.
Yeah, you can do that on the Ronin too, but you know why it's doing all that jumping when you hold it down there? It's overpowering the motors. The motors can't. I mean, it's too much.
Too heavy for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too heavy for it and the Z9, it would be right out with this. The Z9 with any of my lenses may be too much for this, but I bought this before the Z9.
Yeah, I mean, I think the limit on the crane here is 7 pounds, which, with the Z9 with the 24-70 isn't anywhere near 7 pounds, but it's probably 5.
So, Roy's asking you, Zach, is that the follow tracking mode you're talking about?
No, I don't have the accessory or the wire that you run up to your camera to make it like follow you around. It's just a mode. Like, you flip your screen out, right? You flip it around, you double click this, and it just turns around and faces the camera. But you just have to control it yourself here. It won't like follow me or anything like that.
Yeah, for gimbal work, I mean, there are a lot of accessories that you can get for gimbals. I mean, everything from the hang and suspend the gimbal in front of you to take all the weight off of your arms and whatever. So for most people, if you're going to buy a gimbal, it's just for, a few short runs of whatever you want to do. And then after that, I mean, if you're going to be serious and really do a lot of gimbal work, then
it's a money pit.
Yes, you got to invest a whole lot more money. Absolutely.
Yeah, you need to do more. I think I paid maybe $250 or $300 for this, and this is on the pretty low end of gimbals. I mean, it's easy to be in the 9,000, 900,000, 5,000 if you're serious videographer. Like, if that's what you do, is you're not a photographer, you're a videographer. You get the rig, the thing that balances on your chest, and,
I just want to say something. If you guys get mad about all this gimbal talk, just remember that it was over here. down there.
Yeah.
He did it.
What?
Would you rather us talk about monopods? How long can we carry that on?
I just don't
Well,
want to
they-
be blamed for this one, okay?
Okay,
Oh, you
T-Man,
gonna get
I'll
some
let you answer
emails.
this quick.
Yeah.
They got the sling grip and the mini dual grip. So
Yeah.
you'll have to let me know which one's better.
Oh yeah, we'll
Sling
take it
grip and the
offline.
mini dual grip.
We'll
So I
take it
don't buy the
offline.
wrong
I'll
one.
leave a comment. Yeah, I'll leave a comment. So
Yeah,
that
leave a
Chuck
comment.
don't try to blame it. So Chuck don't try to blame it on me.
Yeah.
Maz,
But
Mazman,
that was my day, was wrestling with that alligator. So but that's all right.
Mozman's trying to make Chuck look like a maraschino cherry again.
he's over there pulling that chain. Come on. Oh man. Yeah, there you go. You know what, Roy? I'll bet I can find something else to complain about because I don't see marketing getting better anytime soon. But
Well, when Chuck's 5 years older and he's still doing this show, he's going to say, you know, those Nikon cameras are just too heavy.
yeah, by the time it comes out, yeah, exactly. I'm too old now to carry a heavy camera. I want light cameras. Absolutely. Oh man. Oh
Yeah,
man.
they got that 6061 T6 aluminum.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that good grade. I actually work a lot with that. You know, since I work for NASA, I build a lot of research machines with that.
Oh, you work for NASA?
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, I used to do work for
creator?
NASA too.
A YouTube creator that worked for NASA? Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
What space center do you work for?
It's
Or
a
do you-
Goddard.
Oh, I got you.
Oh,
Yeah, I used to live about 30 minutes from John C. Stennis, and every time they tested the because that's where they used to test the engines, and every time they did, man, you feel like it was rattling off your windows, you know. But the place, actually, interesting, full circle. That was whenever I was a kid. Hurricane Katrina hit, and we moved up here to Kansas, where I work for a place called DJ Engineering, where we built the new test rig that holds the engines down. It was like a multi-year project, and that got sent back home 30 minutes from where I grew up, all the way from Kansas, because it was for John C. Stennis.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was.
That's crazy.
It's huge. It's like a gigantic tool. It's called the DV201 project, I believe. No, yeah, I don't know. But it was huge.
I want you guys to go. I want you guys to go check out T-Mid's YouTube channel. And if there's nothing else you check out his video where he builds a camera.
I got a lot of other things in there.
Yeah, he builds a camera. Okay, and when I say builds a camera, I'm talking a digital camera video. I know it sounds like, well, that ain't too hard. No, you got to go watch it. You got to go check it out. That's when I said I knew there was something different about. You know, he's not just a YouTuber. This guy's smart, man. And the computer savvy stuff. And the computer savvy stuff that you helped me with early on, but now I need to help you and take that MacBook M1 off your hands.
Listen, well, I'm on the MacBook. I'm on the MacBook now, and I haven't crashed yet. So I'm about to throw my PC away. I was just being lazy on downloading the software onto the Mac because you know, normally when I go live, it's the last minute thing. So I'm like, all right, let me just pop up this PC, and all my lighting and everything is already set up in that direction. So it's easy.
Yeah. There you go. Biography. After T-Mid's video, Gerald Undone made a baby monitor. Oh man. You know what? This is great. I don't know how much longer we're going to stay in here, but you guys always hang in here longer. It blows my mind.
Yeah,
T-Mid missed a whole video opportunity tonight, finishing up a video. I mean, man.
Oh man, yeah.
I appreciate that.
You know, my quota, and I don't know if you all have a goal, but at first my goal was like, okay, let me try to do one video a week, right? And then I seen that I was able to do it, so then I did Vlogmas, and that was like 25 to 30 videos day after day after day. I was out able to do that. So then my goal target is like 10 videos a month. And so now I can hit that number pretty easily. So anything after that is pretty much good. So, you know, for this month, I'm pretty much good. So I can kind of relax. But now the content creation comes so easily to me that I'll just throw out videos whenever.
Well, I noticed you're able to now catch up with some videos or some content that you've had for a long time, and now you're catching up and making videos about that. Wasn't that one of your
Yeah.
latest videos going back a couple of years where you shot and it just sat on the shelf and now you're kind of
Sat
rebirthing it?
Yeah, it sat for like 2 years, and I was going through it, and I was like, you know, this could be a learning experience for somebody because, you know, I could be vulnerable and put my work out there for somebody to see 2 years ago. Because
Man,
if you were,
you said a mouthful there, be vulnerable. I mean, it's just like
yeah,
the photos here. I think she's a gorgeous woman. It is fantastic. But when you do this, get ready because there's somebody
yeah,
that don't like it. You
Mhm.
oh
know,
my goodness, that's the
it's not
truth.
lit right. It's not the color, white balance is off, the whatever. Get ready. It's coming.
Speaking of like old videos, like I did that recently, like just going back and like watching like my well, it's like whenever I did the stepping away from F mount video, I had to go and pull old videos to like show like where my channel started, and just looking back and thinking like God, the video quality was terrible, the mic quality was terrible, and like even like the pictures I was taking like doing like the speed runs, they were so bad because I wasn't focusing on actually taking pictures. I was just I put the GoPro on the thing and went out and took a picture, took a picture, took a picture. I'm like, I kind of could probably be happier to just like take those down, but at the same time, I feel like there's something to be said of, the date as it relates to where I am now. That was 2 years ago, whenever I was fumbling my way through this world of YouTube, and
I'll tell you what. Now, here's where you've got to get concerned because you go back and you look at your old content and it's better than what you're doing now. Now we got an issue. You, you've obviously not been shooting enough. It's like,
Man.
well, I like what I did better or did back then better.
Well,
Uh,
like as far as the style, some of the older style, I actually hit the nail on the head as far as like what the majority of the people that subscribe to my channel want. They don't want the fluff like the really high quality lens reviews that I did bombed hard, and those took like 20 hours to shoot and edit, and they bombed. And some of the other stuff where it's like kind of more casual, and I'm just like out in the backyard taking pictures with stuff, like people eat it up. It's like, so I'm like, okay, maybe there's something to this kind of casual, and teammates got it too, like with the live streaming those live streaming like the photo shoots. People like that because it's like organic and it's real and it's not
yeah.
overproduced, and it's realistic. And so like the new stuff I've been doing, like the actual shoots, people seem to like it a lot better, but the style is more casual like my old stuff.
Hey, let me ask you guys this and ask the audience as well this. I mean, are you intimidated sometimes thinking, well, this is too basic. If I get on here, I'm going to make people mad or intimidate them, or they're going to say, is that all you know, or something like that? Because I find that we all need those basics again, over and over and over to hear them again. So is it wrong to go back and talk about lighting 101? I mean, you do it constantly, T-Mid, and I really appreciate it, talking about a 1 light setup, a 2 light setup, and things like that. Anthony, Tog Life, he doesn't get any credit, man, and I'm always trying to plug him
Yeah,
because he is
definitely.
one of, I think he
That's why
went
I
to,
put him in my Chuck video. That's why I put him in my video, Chuck, because somebody came to me actually in a comment and was like, man,
yeah,
you say your setup, but you don't really explain your setup as much. And I was like, you know what? I don't really go into too much detail in the
Yeah.
actual video of my setup, but in live streams I did. So I said, man, you know what? The perfect person to explain my lighting setup and try to give him a plug-in would be Anthony Toglight.
And you're absolutely right. And you know, one of the things I like about him is where did he went to school. What do you call it? I don't know, photography school. That's not it, but you know what I mean. I don't know if he wound up with his degree in whatever. Come on, help me out, Z. You're a smart guy.
No, I'm not.
Might,
But how
might,
can I
might have
help?
been like Art Institute or something.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, because he goes through all those things like Rembrandt lighting, butterfly
Oh,
lighting,
yeah,
clamshell
definitely.
lighting, and he's got great examples of it. So, should we not do that because we think, well, that's just too basic, or do you think the audience, enough people in an audience, want to see that? Now you go over and talk to Anthony, and poor Anthony's like, man, I didn't get any hits on this. But then we can talk about how the video you hate and just threw together gets 1 million hits, and then the video that you spent 2 weeks putting together gets 35 hits. You know, or
Yeah,
views.
that's exactly why I never pursued the education route like I wanted to. But at the same time, like YouTube is very, very saturated with educational stuff. And unfortunately, I'm one of like photographers are weird if they enjoy discussing lighting. Like nobody enjoys discussing lighting, you know? And it's like, to me, it's the most important thing is, you know, is learning as many lighting styles as you can. And people don't want to apparently listen to it on my channel. And so I just never did. I tried and they flopped really, really hard. And that, like lighting videos, especially for me, are really hard because I work in a small space. And so it's like, I've got to move these out to bring these in to talk about these. And like, nobody wants to listen to it on my channel anyway. And so the same thing, like I tried doing some videos on like the basics of photography. Now, granted, it was with my old setup, right? Less video quality and sharpness and clarity and lighting. It was just not as good of a setup back then. But I mean, they still just flopped hard. And so I'm like, well, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do, I'm going to do what I enjoy doing that other people also enjoy. And if people stop enjoying me going out and shooting photography, then I'll just probably stop YouTube at that point. Cause it's like, I'll just,
That's
you know.
perfectly said.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing. All I can do is be me. And so in my videos, I'm going to be me. And you know what? At this point, it has carried me through. My channel has grown with me being me. And so that's the way I'm going to keep going.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and Roy keeps talking about, of course, he's done a lot of product photography. And if there's ever a reason to understand lighting, that is a big one.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
we're going to do.
I would kind of disagree though that he said lighting is only interesting to photographers. I would argue that it's not interesting to a lot of photographers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the last thing anybody learns, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you want a real lesson in lighting. And yeah, Seth, I agree, John, but definitely Peter Colson, because this is a guy that's been doing it forever. And it still takes him sometimes 15 minutes to get his lighting the way he wants it. That's how peculiar he is about lighting. And you definitely get a lesson in it. It's kind of hard to follow. You may have to go back and rewatch Peter when he sets the lighting up. He doesn't always give you all the particulars that he's doing, but yeah, the lighting is everything. And Roy was saying that, you know, lighting is what makes the portrait or whatever, whether it's natural. And Daniel Venter showed us that on Vahagen's channel. He's doing natural light, and people argue and say, no, you're lying. That can't be natural light. But he's doing those natural light photos that are just unbelievable. Mm-hmm. So anyway, you know, and a lot of people say it almost sounds cliche, you know, photography is light. If you don't understand light, then you don't understand photography. And there's so much truth in that.
It literally means, like, that's what photo is. It's derived from the Greek, from that Greek word, you know, photos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or whatever the heck it is.
Yeah, don't forget Joe McNally,
Light
of
painting.
course. We you know, you can't, because he's just the master. After 45 years, you're probably getting pretty good at something.
I hope so, Chuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm not
Vahagan,
gonna
I
be on
know
Earth long
exactly.
enough to say I've got 45 years worth of lighting behind me, but that's okay.
Vahagan, I know exactly who that jab is at.
And the
Oh,
thing is, when people talk about lighting, I think when you talk about lighting in photography, a lot of people assume that you're talking about flash or strobes. And there is a lot to learn about just available light and the time of day and open shade or side lighting, rim lighting, back lighting, front lighting, and all that stuff has nothing to do with a flash, but people tend to look at lighting and assume that it's all flash and strobes. And it's like, I shoot a lot early morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 in the morning till maybe sometimes noontime at the latest. And that's the only time I shoot. And I'm constantly watching the light and how it changes and where it looks better in one area than another area. I've got to avoid over there. The picture's just going to come out horrible. Don't even bother shooting over that direction. And there's a lot you have to learn just about available light too.
No,
But it does come down to light. I mean, the light can make or break a photo, or lack of light is also sometimes just as interesting.
there you go. And that's something I wanted to say. And Roy talked about it. It should look natural. And I guess,
Yeah.
Roy, what you're talking about is it shouldn't look. Yeah, I don't know how to even explain that part, but I don't think you're talking about it should look like window light or it should look like whatever. It just should look natural, even if it's artificial light. But like Vahagan said, a lot of people say they're natural light shooters only because they do not want to tackle lighting. And you know what? You got to get in there and you got to tackle lighting and you got to make some mistakes, a bunch. But it will come to you if you just stick with it and play with it. And then all of a sudden you find, wow, you can do some very creative things with artificial light or strobe or whatever that you can't necessarily do or recreate with natural light. It's not near as easy. However, Rembrandt lighting comes from what? Natural window light. There you go. But trying to recreate that. But yeah, and I just love it. I love playing with lights, and a lot of people don't like what I do with lights. Seriously, you need a kicker light, or you need a rim light, or no, I don't. Sometimes I don't want
Listen,
that.
Chuck, if I've had $1 for every time I posted a picture and somebody want to add to what you have created, man, I'm telling you, I would have a Z8 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I find myself more. I use both, and so I like finding good, like natural lighting outdoors, and I introduce flash. And anybody who's stuck in natural light only shooting, you just go ahead and keep facing your models directly into the sun so you can get proper lighting on their face and blind your models. That's fine. And then when your models get tired of that, backlight them, introduce a flash on their face, and tell me how beautiful that shot is.
Well, there's nothing like a model squinting, is there?
Absolutely.
No, you have to get the art of fill flash, man. Fill flash.
Yeah, and definitely if you're shooting outdoors. Now that brings us to another point, which is kind of it's not lighting 101, it's moving it up a notch, and that is balancing ambient light with flash.
Yeah.
Which, a lot of people don't understand. You overpower the ambient light and then they look like there's somebody stuck in a flash, or whatever. So yeah, but it's one of those things that can be taught. You can teach yourself almost, especially with YouTube today, watching YouTube, and you're missing out on some fantastic work that you didn't know you could create if you just want to try it.
A lot of dang fun too, dude. Like messing around with flash is a lot of fun. People have no idea what they're missing.
Yep. Yeah, and Roy just brought it up. He's talking to Paul. I know Paul understands it too, but a little bit of fill, a few good uses for flash camera. Yeah, absolutely. and it looks, and then it, you know what, as a photographer, you can tell though, there was a flash used in this because you can't do this with natural light. But to the average person, they're seeing it as natural light when you're not overpowering the flash on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
individual. You've actually balanced it with the ambient light. But a photographer can look at it and say, no, there's flash involved in this, but it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's a
I
great
took some
photo, but it's flash in there.
I took
Yep.
some pictures on the beach one time with the flash on my camera, and my wife's looking at me and says, "It's a sunny day. What do you need the flash for?" I said,
Because
"I'm not
it's a
gonna."
sunny
I just said, "I'm not gonna explain it to you. Believe me, you need the flash."
You don't. Let me explain the inverse square law to you here real
Yeah.
quick.
Right.
Yeah, my use of flash is actually it's a little bit different than what I see a lot in my area. Like they do that balancing act, but like typically what I do whenever I'm doing outdoor portraits is I actually kill the background way, like I underexpose the background fairly heavily to get a really strong extraction of the subject from the background, right? So like my flash is typically like a lot more powerful than everybody else's, but that's one of the things that's fun about using flash. You know, it's like I've kind of found my own little kind of look by using flash outdoors, you know. And so don't come to
Yeah.
me for advice on flash because mine is not what everyone else is doing.
Well, you're letting your subject stand out from the background. You're intentionally leaving the background dark so your subject pops.
Yeah. Just enough to keep
rather than blending.
Yeah, just enough to keep the
Yeah.
the like a juicy saturation in the background.
The
and
thing
some
about it
detail.
is, if you're shooting natural light often and you don't know how to use natural light, then you have no contrast. And that's kind of what you're talking about too. And to actually add flash, you can add contrast to the photo and it still looks natural, if that makes sense. And, you know, Vahagen's talking about here, you know, people that, somebody that brands himself natural light photo or natural light photographer, but there are people that can use natural light very well. And if you guys, anybody in here didn't see the video or the live stream that Vahagen did with Daniel Venter, and you need to go check out Daniel Venter or go back and watch that live stream. And this guy's doing some incredible stuff with his portraits with natural light. And again, you look at it and you go, no way, no, there's no way he did that with natural light. But
I can do it in Lightroom.
Yeah,
I can fake it in Lightroom. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, and I know you can, but he's doing it all in camera. I mean, other than tweaking color and things like that, maybe, but it's just fantastic. However, the easier way around all that is learn to use flash. Believe it or not, that's easier than getting great at natural light photography.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, 18 minute. I'm not going to keep you in here any longer. I'm getting ready to wrap it up. But I thank you very much for jumping in here and joining us. You're welcome
Yes,
anytime,
sir.
man. All you got to do is let me know. Hey, I want to jump into the middle of this. Just let me know. All right.
All right, that sounds good. It was fun talking to you all tonight.
You were actually the
Well, you
first
too, buddy.
person ever with me on a live stream.
Oh yeah, so I need to get a trophy in the background or something.
There you go. Your Z30's in the mail, sir.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You too.
Nice
T-Med.
seeing you.
Later, man.
All right, and everyone in the chat as well.
All right, buddy.
Have a good one.
For those of you that haven't checked out T-Med, go over and check out his channel. The guy's just incredibly smart. He's got a lot of knowledge and he's trying to share it with everybody too. I think Charles has brought it up a couple of times, and Charles, I know, can vouch for T-Med's always trying to show you different things with different lighting and whatever. So, but anyway, I'm really happy he jumped in here with us because we've got some YouTube info and things like that. I don't know. It was a good chat tonight, at least for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know Roy's over there thinking, when are we going to get off all this stuff and talk about photography? I heard you. I heard you, Roy. I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. So tonight was kind of a gimme on where we going. No one knows. And I know you guys from time to time, I want to have Frame Voyager, John from Frame Voyager on, but that's all about video. And I know a lot of people don't care about video, but there are some that do. And I really want to get him back in here too. For the video folks. But all right. So the one thing I didn't do, and you guys let me forget it, I didn't talk about the photo review, doing that, setting that up. So look, maybe I need to do, I'm going to do a video on that, and then everybody can respond to it. And let's hash that out, because I think everybody wanted to, not everybody, but a lot of people wanted to do that again, keep the news, the Z30 chat, everything out of it, and just have a sit down one Saturday night, and just go through photos that people send in and talk about it and share ideas and share how we took it and what the backstory is and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a video. I'll try to get it out this week coming up, and you guys can respond to it, and you tell me the date we want to do it, whether it's the day show or the night show. And if there's a theme you want to do, throw it in there and we'll consider a theme. And again, I'll throw all the parameters that I have for it, the 2048 on the long side and whatever. So anyway, I'll compile all those photos. I'll run them in ACR so that we can zoom in, zoom out. And if the individual that submitted it would like to hear somebody's critique or offer an opportunity for somebody to make a suggestion on an edit, we'll do that too. But what we're not going to do is tell everybody, man, you suck, man. Give it up. We're not going to do that. We can say, I don't like that genre. Okay. All right. And I can live with that. You don't like that genre. I got it. Okay.
How dare you have varying opinions on what you enjoy in this stream?
Yeah. So Greg, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a video this week. It'll just be a short video talking about this, and leave enough questions. And I'll have enough questions in the video. Everybody can drop a comment on what their preferences are for this and how we're going to do it and when we're going to do it. And then we'll put it together. Yeah. Wait, we can't tell people their photos suck. There you go. There you go, Miles, man. No, we're not going to do that. I know you're kidding. No, it isn't, That's what we're doing now. We're just setting this up. Gustavo sent me some photos already. And I think that he thought maybe we were doing that tonight. No, we were going to talk about it tonight, because I want to give everybody enough time to get their photos, whatever they want to do, get it together and get it to me. And I have time to actually put them all in a folder and get ready to have the show. So I'll put the video out, and it'll talk about, I'm going to give you an opportunity to throw a date down, whether you want to do it on a Wednesday show or a Saturday show. And, how far out do you want to do this? You need 2 weeks? Do we need 3 weeks for everybody to get photos or whatever? Anyway, I'll throw it all in the video, and you guys can respond and tell me. I'll take the consensus, and that's what we'll go with. And then the Wednesday, that means I got to get the video out soon, doesn't it? Wednesday, maybe we'll talk about how you guys responded to the video and everything and set it up. All right. I've jabbered about that enough. If you guys got any questions right now, I'll try to answer them. I hope I've explained it. It's in my best Kentuckian, man. It isn't always clear in Kentuckian, but
I oddly understand you all the time. Maybe it's just because I grew up down south, but I get everything, Chuck. Like, I understand it all.
All right. See, I worry about that. That's why I repeat myself over and over and over. Did they understand me? No, say it again. All right. All right. Roy Bigsby, I've had too many years having to take specific images. Now I don't know what to photograph first. Oh, man.
I can't stop yawning, Chuck, so I think I'm going to bail out, my man.
All right, buddy. All right, folks, everybody in the audience, thank you very much. It's just amazing to me that you guys are in here. You guys show up on Saturday and Wednesday. I really appreciate it. I keep saying it, but I am a humble person. I know it's hard to believe, but I am. And you know what? I'm going to quit asking you why you care to show up. I'm just happy that you do. All right, Jeffrey, say your
Yep.
piece, man, and plug your channel.
I don't like really plugging my channel too much.
No, you don't. I don't either. But you're going to, because I didn't ask for likes tonight, and it shows. I got 25 big likes with all the people that have been in there. So evidently, ranting is not good. All right, go ahead, Jeff.
Anyway, since it's 12:30 on the East Coast, I had kicked out a video at midnight. So if you're still in the mood to stay awake, you can go to my channel on selective imagery and watch my photos of the week, number 11. That is now out as of midnight. And other than that, hopefully I can dodge the raindrops this coming week and get some more material. It's been a challenge the last couple of weeks. Too much rain.
Hope the weather breaks for you, man, so you get out and do what you love.
It's just been brutal.
Yeah.
And you know about humidity. Been humid too.
Yep. Get that dry cabinet. Keep them lenses dry. All right. Hey, thanks for being in here, Jeffrey. Everybody loves you being in here, and so do I, man. I really appreciate you being in here. ZWadePhoto.com.
That guy Z-Wade's on a roll, man. He's got videos coming out like he stashed them all in the closet for the last year.
They are stashed in the closet. I've got for the time being, you guys can expect 3 videos a week through at least the first week of August. After that, I may slow down a little bit to focus on getting kind of longer videos. They're doing better than I thought they would, but for the time being, I'm Z-Wade, the Z-Wade, and Z-Wade Photo, and I'm about to fall asleep at the computer. So thanks for inviting me again, everybody. Thanks for being you in the chats.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks for being here tonight, man. Everybody go check out Z-Wade Photo. I don't know why it's the Z-Wade Photo. Does that mean there are others?
No. So the reason it's so obviously everybody knows now that my name is Zach. My middle name is Wade. And so I decided that I wanted my brand to be called Z-Wade Photo. And just because Zach Going doesn't have a good ring to it. But
I don't know. For me, it would be great if that was my name, Chuck Going Crazy.
Yeah, but it was Z-Wade Photo. And so I just thought it was a nice flow to be, I'm Z-Wade, the Z-Wade, and Z-Wade Photo. So like by Z-Wade, that's me. Like I'm Z-Wade. So that's
I'm just busting your chops, man. But I'm glad you responded.
Yeah,
it tells me how tired you are.
Just in case anybody else was curious, I have been asked before. They're like, "What is Z-Wade?" I'm like, "It's me, ding dong." I'm like, what do you think? All right, guys, we'll see you later.
All right,
have a good one.
Hey, Vahagen's got his. I don't know. You gonna do a live stream this Tuesday, Vahagen? I want to plug you in here, man. See if he hears me, if he's still in here. If you haven't checked out his video with Mr. Mozman on the 400 4.5, and I'm sure everybody in here has, but if you haven't, go over to Vahography and check that review out. They did a great review with the 1 to 400 and 400 4.5, and Vahagen pulled out the D3X and 400 2.8 to actually talk about that and show the difference there. So you got to see a 2.8 against the 4.5. But yeah, definitely go over there and check that video out. And as Mozman said, they've got enough footage. There may be a couple of more videos that come out of that, which I know everybody will love to see.
Yeah,
all right.
Very good.
Okay, Vahagen. He's not sure about his live stream. He's going to be in Vegas or something going on in Vegas. All right, buddy, just let us all know. We'll be standing by. But again, thanks for the video on the 404.5. And thank you, Mozman, for actually, you guys getting together and using that lens. All right. With that said, I have nothing else going on other than I want to say thank you all again. God bless you all. Hope you have a wonderful week coming up. And we'll be back Wednesday at 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. And again on next Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you all again. Everybody have a wonderful week. Thank you very much for being in.